January, and we're starting the day off right at the freezing mark. It is chilly. I'm Manda Factor. Seattle police have arrested a 12-year-old boy accused of attacking a woman with a screwdriver and stealing her purse. This happened Saturday in the Central District. Police say the boy, wearing a hot pink ski mask, ran up to a 43-year-old woman and poked her several times in the face with that screwdriver. We get more from KIRO 7 TV's Dee Sun.
We're told he ran to a nearby parking garage to go through the woman's things, and then he went back to her actually and attacked her again. Seattle police say this 12-year-old has had several encounters with them in the past, so officers went to his house and got a search warrant to arrest him.
That 12-year-old is now in juvenile custody. The owner of a hookah lounge says her business is not to blame for a shooting Saturday morning that left one man dead and 3 others injured. The shooting on 8th South in the International District is the latest in a series of violent crimes in recent weeks near Seattle area hookah lounges. Seattle police mentioned in their news release the shooting happened near a hookah lounge, but the woman who says she owns it told KIRO 7 TV she is tired of getting blamed for crime.
Everything that happens in the area, I always get the blame for it. And it's very frustrating.
The owner of a nearby restaurant damaged by gunfire says her business and others in the neighborhood need more help from police. Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson released a statement saying her heart goes out to the victims and more needs to be done by the city to prevent gun violence. Well, it's 5:11, as CBS mentioned. Seahawks winners over the weekend. Where were you when you watched the Seahawks trounce the 49ers? If you're like thousands of other 12s, you headed to your favorite watering hole like these enthusiastic fans at Queen Anne Beer Hall. KIRO 7 TV cameras recorded the excitement as the Hawks' punishing defense and powerful offense took control of the game. Big win, of course, giving Hawks fans bragging rights.
Seahawks are winning the Super Bowl. End of the story.
We're going to win this thing. We're going to the Super Bowl.
Oh, they're going all the way.
Again with the jinxing. Those fans now getting ready to do it all over again. The Hawks are going to host the Rams Sunday afternoon at 3:30 kickoff. You can catch all the action right here on KIRO Newsradio. State lawmakers are taking another shot at protecting kids from addictive social media. The Washington State Standard reports House Bill 1834 would block companies like Instagram and TikTok from showing addictive feeds to minors. It would also ban push notifications during school hours and overnight without parental consent. The bill has the backing of Attorney General Nick Brown and the governor, but the tech industry says it raises constitutional concerns. A similar bill passed the Senate last year, but then stalled in the House. And the Woodland Park Zoo is celebrating 2 new arrivals. 2 female South African lion cubs were born last week. They came about 9 hours apart, January 14th. The first time mom, Ilenga, and dad, Tandy. It's the first lion birth at the zoo since 2014. Right now, mom and cubs are resting in a private maternity den. It's 5:13. That's time for a check on traffic. We do that every 10 minutes for you. And Chris Sullivan is back and feeling good on a Monday morning.
Not sure that that's accurate, but
You're
I'm back. Overall, we're in a pretty good spot. My voice is a little scratchy today. It looks like we might have a new crash to tell you about on northbound I-5 as you work your way out of the Fife area up the hill to about Porter Way. Just started to see the backup there pop up. It had been all green on the map right through that area, so I'll have more for you on that one coming up at the bottom of the hour. The rest of the map, as I said, pretty good. You're only going to need about 35 minutes from Federal Way to Seattle, 35 from Puyallup to Renton. Renton to Bellevue, still quiet at 13 minutes. Across the lake, no problems. Coming down from the north end, nice and easy, even though we do have the loss of the express lanes in the southbound direction. It is MLK Day, so it's probably a little lighter than normal out there volume-wise. Olympia to Tacoma, no problems. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
My voice is a little scratchy today, too.
Yeah,
but it has nothing to do with illness.
Yeah, you have a good reason.
All right, talking about the weather, it is chilly to start. We're right at 32 right now, but it's going to be nice. Our sunny streak continues, 50 the high for today. Tomorrow, watch out for some fog early on, but back to sunshine by afternoon and 50. Partly cloudy on Wednesday and 47. Still no rain in the forecast for the foreseeable future. As I mentioned, right now in Seattle, we have partly cloudy skies. It's 32 degrees. Coming up, consumer man Herb Weisbaum with his College of Knowledge consumer quiz. And coming up on Seattle's Morning News.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News. One win away from the Super Bowl.
You stacked plays. It started with a 95-yard.
Shaheed to the end zone. Holy catfish.
We play our style of play. Games can look like this often.
The table is set for the NFC Championship game. Sunday at Lumen Field against the Rams. kickoff at 3:30.
Job's not done.
We're going to do the same thing.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle and the home of the Seahawks. KIRO News Radio.
Styles change, 12s grow, but Seahawks love, that's forever. From the young fans in their fresh new jerseys to the lifelong 12s in their throwback jackets. At the Pro Shop, we've got gear for 12s of every age and every walk of life. This is the Pro Shop. Shop official Seahawks gear in-store at Lumen Field and The Landing in Renton, or online at Seahawks.com/Pro Shop.
Take the next step to becoming a Seahawks season ticket holder. Join the season ticket holder notification list to secure your spot in line. By signing up, you'll be the first to know when space becomes available on the official Blue Pride waitlist. Plus, receive team news, special ticket offers, and more. Visit Seahawks.com/season tickets to sign up today.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain, and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's danielnelsonmd.com.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and newnordicusa.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
There is one real estate agent who's been helping KIRO listeners longer than anyone else, and that's Wes Jones with sellwithwes.com. Wes, you've helped KIRO listeners in good markets and more difficult ones. What do you think has been the secret to your success?
Thanks, Brandy. Experience has taught us that to outperform the market, we needed to do things differently from the status quo, that we needed to do more. Our exclusive system covers innovative marketing locally and internationally, leading to more eyeballs on your home, better listing prep for better showings, negotiation strategies that eliminate pesky buyer contingencies, and generate stronger offers. Through our exclusive client programs, our sellers enjoy an extraordinary marketing experience utilizing techniques a traditional agent cannot offer.
So if you want to sell your home faster, at a higher price, and with fewer contingencies, if you want more, visit sellwithwes.com. Sellwithwes.com, a better way to sell your home.
News matters. Experience counts. You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Something a little different and a lot of fun this morning. Our good friend, consumer man Herb Weisbaum, is here with another one of his consumer quizzes. Hi, Herb.
Hello.
Contributing editor at checkbook.org and host of their Consumerpedia podcast. You just posted your 100th episode this week. It's another edition of Checkbook's College of Consumer Knowledge. Congrats to you. If there's anything I like on a Friday morning when all I can think about is football, is taking a quiz. So let's get to it.
And I see Charlie didn't want to lose to you again, so he conveniently took the day off.
I did win last time, but Ted is willing to go up against me.
All right, here we go.
So the rules are, I ask the question if it's a multiple choice and the first person gets it wrong, the other person can try to answer. You have 15 seconds to answer. Your producer, David Burbank, is going to keep time for this. The judge's ruling is final. I'm the judge. And Ted, turn off the meteorologist and turn on the silly Jeopardy contestant personality, okay?
Okay.
And you'll be fine. All right, here we go. Question number one, Amanda, we're starting with you since you were the part of the anchor team that showed up this morning. Which has more caffeine when you order a cappuccino or latte at Starbucks? The short or the tall, or they are both the same?
Short. Oh, man.
Sorry, that's not the right answer. What do you say, Ted?
I'll go with the other option.
There's two options.
There are three options total, Ted.
There's tall.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my.
We're both
They're
awful.
both the same. They have the same amount of caffeine, 75 milligrams, because they're both made with one shot of espresso. If you want a stronger jolt, Ted, you need to order the Grande or Venti, which have 2 shots or 150 milligrams.
Well, see, I automatically get 2 in a tall, so that's where I was going.
Okay. So, number 2, Ted, this goes to you. Kosher salt is lower in sodium. Is that true or false?
True.
I'm going to go with false.
No, you don't get to do that. According to the Center for Science of Public Interest, gram for gram, kosher salt has as much sodium as any other salt, but because there's more air between kosher salt's larger crystals, when compared teaspoon to teaspoon, you get less salt, which means less sodium. How about that?
I'm going to share that with somebody who told me otherwise.
Okay, please do. And quote me, the consumer man. Yeah. Question number 3, Amanda, is for you. Sea salt is healthier than table salt. Sea salt is a healthier alternative to table salt. True or false?
False.
Well, we finally got one on the scoreboard. That is absolutely correct.
No. I got one already. I said false when he said true, right? That didn't count.
There's only one other option.
But I got the ding and everything.
We don't play Harger's rules. You may like the milder flavor of sea salt, but according to Consumer Reports, it's no healthier than table salt. That's because all salts have the same chemical composition. Number 4, Ted, is for you. If you crack open an egg and you see a blood spot, that means the egg is fertilized. True or false?
Good question.
Thank you. I wrote them.
Yeah. I'm going to go false.
Well, now we got Ted on the scoreboard.
That
is absolutely correct. It is not a chick embryo. According to the University of Berkeley Wellness Letter, blood spots occur when small blood vessels rupture as the yolk is released from the hen's ovary, something I do not want to think about.
I was going to say, do you eat it?
A blood spot actually indicates the egg is fresh. And by the way, here's something you could share at your next cocktail party, Ted. Okay. An egg actually gets smaller as it ages. Because some of the moisture comes out.
Huh. I often get the extra large ones.
It's kind of like I shrink as I get older. Right?
You do. Trust me. Number 5, Amanda, the caffeine you get when you make hot tea depends on several, no pun intended, factors. The variety of tea, the amount of leaves in the bag, the volume of water used, and the steeping time. True or false? Steeping in more water extracts more caffeine from the bag.
Yes. True.
That would be true. Amanda, you've got another point.
Oh, right.
The public interest, steeping the bag in more water and for longer, 3 minutes versus 5, can result in more caffeine. And David, do we have time for a couple more?
How
Are
much
we okay?
longer are you going to put us through this?
I say we have about 30 seconds.
Oh, 30 seconds. Okay. Last one. Images and food product labels are designed to catch your attention, but they can be misleading. Let's say you spot a container of peach yogurt, Ted, with sweet, juicy peaches on the label. Based on federal regulations, how much of those peaches have to be in the package? 2%, 5%, 8%, or none?
Whoa. I'm going to say none.
We have a tie score,
That
folks.
was my
The answer is none. The FDA lets them put lovely pictures on the container, but it doesn't have to be anything inside that represents the picture.
Wow.
Congratulations, tied score.
Okay, see,
Thank
we can
you.
leave friends. Isn't that great? Herb, thank you very much. That was fun. Appreciate you. Contributing editor at checkbook.org. Thanks for your time. I know you're not a huge fan, but can we get a Go Hawks from you?
Go Hawks.
Oh, that was a
there
good
we
one.
go. Very enthusiastic.
Wherever you listen to your podcast, because there's a lot more categories, including auto for Sully.
Hey, and congrats on 100 episodes, Herb.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I think Herb's Go Hawks is what made it happen. We'll talk much more about the game coming up in just a couple of minutes. Right now, a check on our forecast. Very chilly to start the day. We're right at 32 right now, but sunshine and 50. Our sunny streak continues through the week. We're going to see fog tomorrow morning, otherwise sunshine by afternoon, 50 tomorrow. A high on Thursday, only 44 degrees. Again, fog in the morning, sunshine in the afternoon. We don't see any rain in the forecast this week. Again, right at the freezing mark in Seattle right now. It's 5:24, and coming up, KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey has a tech talk looking at how Microsoft is trying to counteract some of the negative impacts of AI on local communities. That's coming up here on Seattle's Morning News.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom, think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well, I'll take this one.
What? Are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there.
It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
This is the story of Julie Guillot. She's a Leukemia and Lymphoma Society advocate and the mother of a child who battled blood cancer.
Zach was diagnosed with AML, a deadly leukemia, when he was only 5. While the treatment really attacked the cancer, unfortunately it also attacked his body. Uncontrollable fevers, terrible nosebleeds, and his skin was burned from the inside out. He died at just 9 years old, really from the treatment that was meant to save him.
The Leukemia and Lymphoma Society was founded 70 years ago by parents who also lost their child to cancer. Today, we're pioneering breakthrough treatments for kids with cancer.
We are so close to finding better treatments for kids with cancer. So it's too late to save Zach, but working together, we can save thousands of kids just like him.
Visit LLS.org and save a child's life.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. I came out in the 11th grade. Nobody was embracing you. The kids were cruel. It was very difficult to be gay. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
The hard part was determining that I was going to do it, but I definitely didn't do it alone.
At age 30, with the help of her mentor, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
I have a mentor, Maria. She convinced me to continue my education and to finish what I started to get my diploma. Just never judges. She's a true role model. If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, go get it. You can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
At the Boy Scouts of America, our oath remains. A scout pledges to be kind, helpful, and brave. We're committed to providing a safe and welcoming environment where scouts can establish the foundations of character that will last a lifetime. Our approach ensures the Boy Scouts of America is building the youth of today into the leaders we'll turn to tomorrow. The Boy Scouts of America. Building character is in our nature. Visit scouting.org to learn more about scouting.
Thanks for calling CM Heating.
Aren't you the company that gives away free furnaces?
That's us. Buy a qualifying high-efficiency cooling system and the furnace is free.
Wow.
Yeah, and our home comfort advisors are tax credit and rebate specialists, so they'll handle the rebate for you.
Go to CM Heating for better comfort, lower bills, and a free furnace you'll love for years. Get your free estimate for furnace replacement at cmheating.com. And remember, for furnaces, fireplaces, hot water, and total home comfort, including electrical, there's no beating CM Heating.
This is Ricky Rubio, point guard for the Phoenix Suns.
And I'm Holly Robinson Peete, actor and along with Ricky, ambassador for Delivering Jobs. We know that a job is empowering and instills confidence. Yet 81% of adults with developmental differences don't have a paid job, even though companies that employ people with differences report better morale and higher productivity.
There are 6.5 million people in the U.S. with an intellectual or developmental difference such as autism.
And now, Thanks to Autism Speaks, Best Buddies, the Hollyride Foundation, and Special Olympics, there has never been more opportunity to improve hiring practices and build a more inclusive workforce. Join me, Ricky Rubio, and these amazing organizations in supporting and creating pathways to 1 million employment and leadership opportunities for this talented community.
Visit deliveringjobs.org to learn more.
That's deliveringjobs.org.
Be there when the Seahawks make history. KIRO Newsradio's giving away 2 tickets to the NFC Championship game.
Oh, my word!
Sunday against LA at Lumen Field.
I can't tell you how pumped I am to see what the 12s bring.
Download the KIRO Newsradio app and click the Win tab to enter. You can enter once per day, so the more you enter, the better your odds.
This should be fun.
Enter daily now through Wednesday, January 21st. Contest rules at mynorthwest.com/win. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. It's 5:31. President Trump has threatened tariffs on 8 countries that sent small numbers of military personnel to Greenland last week after Trump repeatedly said he wanted to take over Denmark's vast Arctic island. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer this morning said tariffs should not be used against allies and that his focus was to ensure a tariff war is avoided.
The right way to approach an issue of this seriousness is through calm discussion between allies. And let's be clear, the security of Greenland matters.
According to both Bloomberg and Reuters this morning, the president wrote a letter to the Prime Minister of Norway over the weekend saying, quote, "Considering your country decided not to give me the Nobel Peace Prize for having stopped 8 wars plus, I no longer feel an obligation to think purely of peace." He goes on to say the world is not secure unless we have complete and total control of Greenland. Seattle police have arrested a 12-year-old boy accused of attacking a woman with a screwdriver and stealing her purse. This happened Saturday in the Central District. Police say the boy ran up to a 43-year-old woman wearing a hot pink ski mask and poked her several times in the face with a screwdriver. Officers say he went through her belongings in the parking garage, then attacked her a second time. Because of the suspect's age, distinctive clothing, and prior contacts with police, officers say they recognized him and knew where he lived. Police later went to the boy's family home, served a search warrant, and found the screwdriver. He was booked into juvenile detention. More than 40 dogs and a dozen cats were killed in a house fire Friday in Paulsbo. Fire officials say most of the animals that died were inside small cages lining the halls of the house. Elenia Lamarze, a spokesperson for Central Kitsap Fire and Rescue, told KIRO 7 TV it's the highest number of animals lost she's seen in a fire.
The cause of death is most likely the smoke inhalation. The smoke is so toxic to any of us.
Firefighters were able to rescue 3 dogs, but roughly 40 others didn't make it. The 3 that did survive are being cared for by Kitsap Animal Control. Well, what a night for the Seahawks, who pummeled the San Francisco 49ers 41-6 and advanced to the NFC Championship game. Kick returner Rashid Shaheed made a dramatic opening kickoff statement with a 95-yard kickoff return for a touchdown.
Shaheed at his own 5, across the 10, 15, 20. Cut straight upfield, has a gap, across the 40, midfield 50, trying to trip him, don't get him, flag is down, Shaheed to the end zone. Holy catfish! Open the game with a 95-yard touchdown, Seahawks.
That was only the 4th opening kickoff return for a touchdown in any NFL playoff game since 2000, the longest postseason kickoff return in Seahawks history. Final score 41-6. The Seahawks now get ready to take on the Rams in the NFC Championship game, Lumen Field, 3:30 on Sunday. You can catch all the action right here on KIRO News Radio. It's 5:33. Let's check the early Monday drive. It is a holiday. Maybe that'll keep us a little lighter than normal, Sully.
And let's not forget the horrible embarrassment of the 49ers kicker trying to go soccer style with a slide kick.
Funny?
Come on, dude. This is football. This isn't soccer.
That was
Shame.
a fun little game, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, we've got a traffic alert in effect for those of you on northbound I-5 trying to go from Tacoma up into Federal Way. We have the whole left side of the freeway blocked right around the county line, the HOB lane, 2 left general purpose lanes. So 3 out of the 5 lanes are blocked at that particular spot, and we are already seeing a 15-minute delay. Tacoma to Federal Way is already up to a half an hour. Hard to get a good handle on what's happening there because it's pretty foggy, so I just know that whole left side is blocked off. Once you get through that, Federal Way to Seattle is only 35 minutes, so that's great. You'll pick up the pace there. Valley Freeway, 35 minutes from end to end. Renton to Bellevue is only 15. Lake bridges are quiet coming down from the north end, still relatively quiet as well. 35 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
We'll see any rain in the forecast until at least to Sunday. We're going to see sunshine again today, 50. Starting out very chilly, though. Tomorrow, look for fog early on and then sunny again and 50. By midweek or so, highs only in the upper 40s. 47 Wednesday, 44 on Thursday. We'll wrap up the week on Friday with partly cloudy skies in 46. But again, no rain in the forecast until Sunday. Right now in Seattle, it's a little bit foggy again and 31 degrees.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio Northwest News. Seattle's morning news. Hear it live, stream it online, watch the show, or catch the podcast anytime. Seattle's morning news, wherever you are.
Well, good Monday morning to you. It's 5:36. In today's Tech Talk, when it comes to AI, we all like to talk about its capabilities, the good, the bad, and whether the AI robots will someday take over. Well, the power of AI also requires some other things, as we hear from KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey.
Before we start pointing fingers, let's be honest. We are all part of the problem. You, me, anyone who uses a computer, a tablet, or pulls out a phone for directions, a text, a post on X, a snap to friends, or a quick round of Subway Surfers, Roblox, or Candy Crush.
Sugar Crush. Tasty.
Yes, we are all fueling the AI revolution, which Microsoft President Brad Smith just announced is creating new challenges, new needs, and new technologies
that come together to build the AI infrastructure that will create the next foundation for American growth and prosperity.
However, these days, when it comes to building infrastructure like data centers, which are the physical backbone of the internet, modern computing, and AI, the role for Microsoft is no longer what the late, great James Earl Jones said in the movie Field of Dreams: if you build it.
Oh, people will come, Ray. People will most definitely come.
Instead, Smith and Microsoft are launching a new national initiative to work with and better support the communities where they build, own, and operate data centers.
We call it our Community First AI Infrastructure Plan, and it has 5 pieces. It's designed to address electricity, water, jobs, taxes, and skills.
When it comes to jobs and skills, Microsoft says they'll now train more local residents to take over skilled labor jobs. And for taxes,
we will not go into a local community and ask them to create a local property tax reduction or abatement in order to attract a data center from Microsoft.
Which leaves the 2 biggest potential impacts created by the almost 12,000 data centers worldwide, 40% of which sit right here in the U.S. The Department of Energy projects by 2028, the nation's data centers will use up 580 terawatt hours, or 12% of all the electricity in the U.S. Microsoft has a message for communities, much like Uncle Ben to Peter Parker in Spider-Man.
Remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
So the tech giant is pledging to make sure their data centers do not increase electricity prices for communities by paying for substations and transmission wires themselves. And when it comes to water,
we will minimize our water use and we will replenish more of your water than we will use.
A Purdue University study says an average data center uses 300,000 gallons of water each and every day to keep it cool. Smith says that's why they're now committed to reducing their data center water use by 40% and be water positive by the end of the decade.
And that's what I call high-quality H2O.
For AI infrastructure, critics say tech companies need to raise the bar.
And here at Microsoft, we're focused first and foremost on raising it on ourselves. We believe in it because we've been part of it, because we've seen it and we've helped create it.
That is KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey. It's 5:39. We'll get to national headlines coming up here on KIRO News Radio.
Be there when the Seahawks make history.
Hello!
KIRO News Radio's giving away 2 tickets to the NFC Championship game.
Oh, my word!
Sunday against LA at Lumen Field.
I can't tell you how pumped I am to see what the 12s bring.
Download the KIRO Newsradio app and click the Win tab to enter. You can enter once per day, so the more you enter, the better your odds.
This should be fun.
Enter daily now through Wednesday, January 21st. Contest rules at mynorthwest.com/win.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice.
DayandNight.net.
Day and Night gives you a free furnace or water heater with installation of an AC or heat pump.
If you're not sure your furnace will make it through another winter, call us to install a proper, long-lasting, efficient heating system backed by our lifetime workmanship guarantee, so you won't be left out in the cold.
Install an AC or heat pump and get a free furnace or water heater from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
DayandNight.net.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales event going on right now through January 25th. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales event going on right now. Discover the D.R. Horton difference. Visit drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder.
Every year, 4.5 million young adults between the ages of 18 and 24 visit the ER.
It's every parent's nightmare.
Umergency gives you all the tools you need to quickly and effectively manage your family's emergency. Umergency provides instant access to vital resources, customized to your student's campus and local community, digital consent form, and built-in urgent alert button. Umergency gives you peace of mind when you need it most. Download your Umergency app now.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo.
Your best source for local news.
Newly released police video shows the arrest of a 17-year-old.
KIRO Newsradio.
How about a New Year's resolution where the commitment takes just one day and the results can last a lifetime? Address years of hair loss like I did with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment. Using your own natural hair, Advanced Hair can restore your bald spot, receding hairline, or thinning. All backed by Advanced Hair's guarantee. Celebrate the new year with a free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
I'm worried.
About what?
Water.
Oh?
Hot water, if you really want to know.
Water heater worries?
Worried it's wearing down.
Running out?
The hot doesn't last like it used to.
So you're...
worried.
I got a guaranteed fix.
Let me guess. A new water heater.
Right, but...
that's what worries me.
Well, worry no more.
Why?
What you need is an Apollo Plumbing water heater.
Because?
We include Wrenchy's worry-free warranty.
Wrenchy's what?
Worry-free warranty.
Which means?
When it wears out, we replace it.
No extra charge.
As an A-List Club member, you're covered for life.
For life?
For as long as you're an A-List member. You get annual life-extending water heater flushes included.
So it lasts longer.
Right.
And when it needs replacement,
you're covered.
With no worries.
Because it's Wrenchy's
worry-free warranty.
What else would you expect from the Ready Right Now plumbers?
Apollo Plumbing.
Home of Wrenchy's worry-free warranty.
What about tankless ones?
Worry-free too.
Gotta love that Wrenchy.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
CBS News Brief. Tensions could soar again in the Twin Cities with military troops at the ready to deploy to Minneapolis to tamp down anti-ICE protests. CBS's Ian Lee.
The U.S. military posted video of the Minnesota National Guard preparing for deployment. And a U.S. defense official confirmed to CBS News soldiers with the 11th Airborne Unit based in Fairbanks, Alaska, are on standby.
European leaders speaking out over President Trump's threat to impose 10% tariffs if they don't support his plans for Greenland. Democratic Senator Mark Warner tells CBS's Face the Nation.
The Danish people, frankly, are flipping out that their longest ally, America, is now threatening to invade part of their territory.
Floridians getting a rare dose of winter weather. WGHG TV's Rachel Flynn.
This is the second year in a row that we've seen snow in the Panhandle. Before last year, they hadn't seen snow in 38 years.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
And a look at a forecast. We're going to be very chilly for today. We'll warm up to 50 eventually, but we're starting out in the 30s. Sunshine for today, and then tomorrow fog early on. Sunshine for the afternoon and 50. It'll be partly cloudy on Wednesday. No rain in the forecast until it looks like at least Sunday at this point. Right now, a little bit foggy in spots. It's 31 in Seattle. And coming up, CBS White House correspondent Ed O'Keefe with the latest on President Trump's attempts at the Insurrection Act in Minneapolis. That's straight ahead here on Seattle's Morning News.
Nearing retirement? Don't miss out. Madrona's free virtual seminar on the 27th of January at 6:30 p.m. John Curley here. Retirement isn't just about income. It's about avoiding big mistakes and blind spots. Join Matt Beyer and Madrona Financial and CPAs for a free virtual retirement planning workshop. Learn what a complete retirement plan looks like. Call to RSVP 833-673-7373. Again, it's Tuesday the 27th at 6:30 online via Zoom. Call or sign up at madronafinancial.com/events.
Breast cancer is a tough battle for anyone to fight. But when you can't work, care for your kids, or even put food on the table, that diagnosis can be devastating. I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda, a plastic surgeon who is proud to support Northwest Hope and Healing. Our mission is to provide a lifeline for breast and gynecologic cancer patients. We cover essentials like food, utilities, and childcare, so patients can focus on healing. For more than 25 years, Northwest Hope and Healing has distributed over $3 million to thousands of local cancer patients, and you can help make a difference in our community. Join us on Saturday, January 31st, for Cork, Fork, and Support, an afternoon of fine wine, gourmet cuisine, and inspiration at Mary Hill Winery in the heart of Woodinville wine country. Get your tickets now for Cork, Fork, and Support on January 31st. Go to nwhopeandhealing.org to learn more. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Well, the Trump administration is staying very busy between considering the Insurrection Act in Minneapolis to revealing a new health care plan. Let's get all the details from CBS White House correspondent Ed O'Keefe. Ed, always lots to talk about. We appreciate having you this morning. So let's start with a threat from the Trump administration to enact the Insurrection Act in Minneapolis. Can you just remind us what this is usually used for?
Well, it is, or was back in the day at least, conceivably used to quell rebellion or insurrectionist behavior, and that isn't necessarily what's going on the streets of Minneapolis, where depending on who you ask and depending on the incident, this one or the other has been started either by protesters impeding federal law enforcement or federal law enforcement essentially using more aggressive tactics than usual on the streets to quell protests. And so the president continuing to stoke this, realizing at least in the short term, he believes it's good politics for either magnifying the issue of immigration or ensuring that the base keeps focused on issues that they support him on, as opposed to worrying about things like the economy or healthcare that aren't necessarily going his way. We're going to probably see some new polling over the weekend, because it's about that time, from various national organizations giving us a sense of where the country's head is at on these things. But, for now, it continues. And, of course, Minnesota and Minneapolis leaders are quite concerned that this could continue to accelerate and cause more people grave harm.
Does the president actually have the power to do that?
Conceivably. But, again, I think pretty quickly you would see various entities step in and try to mount legal challenges, because what is it exactly that these protesters are doing that would merit that kind of activity? Again, we're not seeing armed rebellion necessarily. The reports are it's shovels and broomsticks, not necessarily weapons being used against law enforcement in a big organized way that would compel him to suggest this. Remember, and I get listeners hear this and get quite distressed, quite confused, quite worried. He says a lot of things. Rarely is there follow-up when it comes to these kinds of threats in terms of deploying federal agents. Certainly the threats to deploy immigration authorities has happened. It's happened all across the Pacific Northwest, the West, and now, of course, Minneapolis, Chicago, L.A., New Orleans, and elsewhere. But going that extra step would be one that would require much more of an agreement across the political spectrum that is necessary, because if not, there would be grave consequences for him, undoubtedly, even among Republicans who would be concerned to see him doing this.
I want to talk about health care, too, this new health care plan. It's supposed to be focused on affordability. What do we know about it?
That's the word of the year, because the Republicans realized last November's elections didn't go quite their way. In this case, it's broadly focused on the idea that instead of giving subsidy payments to insurance providers, the money would go directly to those who need to use government-backed health care. The idea being that you would have then the power or the choice to make on how to spend that money and cut out the middleman and stop providing essentially billions of dollars in government money to insurance companies. Here's the thing. No matter what the president proposed this week, did you notice Congress take it terribly seriously? The answer to that is no, because Republicans haven't put forth detailed proposals that match what he's talking about. They weren't prepared to do so this week because they were focused on other things. So unless or until you start seeing Republicans singing from the same song sheet on this, the way they sing from the same song sheet on so many other issues, you're not going to see Congress taking this issue quite seriously. There was a bipartisan attempt this week, for example, to figure out a way to restore those subsidy payments to the roughly 22 million people on the Affordable Care Act who lost them at the end of last year. That fizzled out by about Wednesday, and there's no word on when exactly, if ever, those talks will resume. So once again, the issue of health care is going to settle into probably becoming a campaign season theme, and one that doesn't result in any actual policy changes for another year or two. Sorry to be so pessimistic about it, but that's just the reality. The other thing he's generally trying to do is create the sense that he is worried about prices and trying to drive them down. But again, there isn't too much in this plan that gets at that. One of the things he's been trying to do, for example, is change sort of the pricing schemes around pharmaceuticals, around the drugs that people use, arguing, as many have in both parties, that if they can get it for cheaper in Canada or Europe or other parts of the world, why can't we? And so whether that's through tariff manipulation, whether that's through better negotiation of Medicare and Medicaid for those drugs, he'd like to see it. But again, absent detailed proposals from Republicans that match what he wants and plans to actually hold hearings or vote on them, this isn't necessarily going anywhere terribly quickly.
All right. Ed, as you said, he says a lot of things. One of the things he has said is that he deserves the Nobel Peace Prize. Well, Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado says she's going to share hers. What's behind all of this?
She did it. Just because she handed over the medallion doesn't mean that the president is now the 2025 honoree. The Nobel Committee made very clear. Machado won the award, accepted it, and is the 2025 peace honoree. But her decision to hand it over is at the advice of many who believe that flattery is the best way to get the president to go along with you, especially on matters of foreign affairs. And so he signaled that they had a good meeting, that she was an impressive woman who's done a lot of things, but he went no further in suggesting that she could suddenly be flown into Caracas and take over Venezuela. And that isn't necessarily what she's seeking either. What she is seeking, what her opposition movement, which she has incredible public backing, is assurances of restoration of democratic norms, so free elections to be held in the coming years, and, not necessarily seeing the administration put its thumb on the scale. It was telling to me that the night before that lunch with Machado, the president took his first phone call from Delcy Rodriguez, the woman who's the interim president of Venezuela. And it reminded me about every other time the president's spoken with Volodymyr Zelensky, either in person or over the phone. Vladimir Putin happens to call right before or right after to make sure that the president doesn't forget his perspective. So in this case, it looked like Rodriguez compelled the administration to put him on the phone the night before he met with Machado to perhaps flatter him as well and say, hey, I'm still running things the way you'd like. I'm still allowing the oil to be extracted. Don't forget that. Let's maintain status quo, figure some things out, and maybe hold elections one day. So we'll see.
All right.
But she's here in Washington today, may say more about that presentation, but for now, she's not necessarily the president's favorite pick.
It is 5:53 and time for a check on our forecast. We're going to see sunshine today, 50 the high. For tomorrow, fog early on, but sunny again and 50. Overnight lows in the low 30s. For Wednesday, partly cloudy, and this sunny stretch is going to stick with us right on through the week. No rain in the forecast until Sunday. Right now it is foggy and 31. And coming up, someone just texted, Mike did on the text line and asked Sully if there's a big accident in Fife. And yes, There is. We're just learning it involves 20 vehicles on I-5 in the Fife area. He'll have details on that for you coming up. We'll also get to the latest world and national news from CBS, and Luke Ducey helps us relive that fabulous Seahawks game here on Seattle's Morning News.
One win away from the Super Bowl.
You stacked plays. It started with a 95-yard. Shaheed to the end zone. Holy catfish.
We play our style of play. Games can look like this often.
The table is set for the NFC Championship game. Sunday at Lumen Field against the Rams. Kickoff at 3:30.
Job's not done. We're going to do the same thing.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle and the home of the Seahawks. KIRO Newsradio.
Sniffles and sneezes got you down? GoodRx is here to help with big savings on commonly prescribed cold and flu meds. GoodRx is free and easy to use. GoodRx is accepted at all major pharmacies like CVS, Walmart, and Walgreens. Just search your prescription, find a coupon, then show your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx is not insurance, but it works whether you have insurance or not. If you do, GoodRx may beat your copay price. Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com to save today.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
I was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when it happened. There was a sudden jolt and our submarine crashed on the seafloor. We were in total darkness.
That's Dr. Dejana Figueroa, a marine biologist and STEM teacher, talking about a deep sea dive she'll never forget.
It's funny, when I was a kid, I was afraid of the ocean, and there I was, 2 miles below the surface. But as a scientist, you prepare for that. Using our training and a little creativity, we fixed the sub and finished our experiments. The dive was just too important. Every dive gives us glimpses at things few people ever get to see. Glowing creatures, fiery undersea volcanoes. When we got back to the surface, I kissed the ground and called my mom, of course. But you know what? I wouldn't trade that dive for anything.
Dr. Figueroa uses her passion for STEM to discover new things and make the world a better place. She can STEM, so can you. Check out She Can STEM for more stories and inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom, think I'll be on Team USA one day? Well,
I'll take this one.
What? Are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there.
It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
I had pain. I had numbness in my feet. That pain and that numbness just got worse and worse and worse as time went on.
This is Greg describing life with neuropathy.
I went to 5 podiatrists, tried different treatments, tried different orthotics, tried different shoes, had cortisone shots in the tops and the bottoms of my feet. Saw a neurologist. All my medical doctors said, can't help you. Live with the pain. You're not going to be able to sleep. This is your life. And then I just gave up until I found Sound Pain Solutions.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. Our neuropathy treatments can rehabilitate damaged nerves. We use FDA-cleared, non-surgical, drug, and pain-free procedures that help neuropathy sufferers like Greg find relief.
I feel better. I mean, just feeling better is huge.
If you experience numbness, shooting or burning pains, or loss of balance, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025 or click soundpainsolutions.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
At Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation, a well-insulated attic can be your home's secret weapon. Upgrading attic insulation is a cost-effective way to make your home more energy efficient. It also helps keep your home warm in the winter and cool in the summer. Better insulation equals better air quality, less moisture, and no mold, improving the air quality you and your family breathe. Call now for $300 off attic ceiling and ventilation, and visit us at guardianroofing.com.
Save $600 on windows and $1,500 on doors at Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Enjoy easy 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest financing for 12 months, plus a lifetime installation warranty. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com today.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Pfizer.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Members of the European Union will meet Thursday to come up with a response to President Trump's new threat to impose 10% tariffs on NATO allies who don't support his bid to take over Greenland. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney.
There's a full commitment, not surprisingly, as is appropriate, of NATO partners to the security of Greenland.
Correspondent Holly Williams.
That NATO alliance is really the cornerstone of the world order set up by the U.S. in the aftermath of World War II. Now some of those countries in Europe feel that they're being strong-armed by President Trump. This is just not normal American diplomacy.
Anti-ICE protesters in Minneapolis could soon be under the watchful eye of 1,500 U.S. military troops. They're on standby in Alaska, ready to deploy to the Twin Cities. 60 Minutes' Cecilia Vega asked ICE head of arrests and deportations, Marcos Charles.
Are you bothered by seeing American citizens getting detained in these operations?
I'm bothered by seeing people take action against my officers, using vehicles to try to ram them, assaulting my officers.
Drivers in parts of the Midwest and the Northeast have been dealing with heavy snow, gusty winds, and whiteout conditions. CBS meteorologist Rob Marciano is in the New York City suburbs.
In northern New Jersey, snowplows were out in full force, working to clear the wintry weather off the roads.
As long as it doesn't stay too long and get ugly, we're good.
South of Boston in Middleborough, Massachusetts, a postal worker was taken to the hospital with minor injuries after the storm flipped the mail truck onto its side.
Even people in parts of Florida's panhandle got a wintry mix. Snow coated parts of Georgia and Alabama, too. Prince Harry's latest legal battle against the British tabloids has opened in a London courtroom.
I'm Vicky Barker at the Foreign Desk. Prince Harry strode briskly into London's High Court, acknowledging one reporter shouted, "Good luck, sir," with a brief thank you. He's expected to take the stand himself later this week. Harry and 5 other celebrities accused the Daily Mail of phone hacking, among other breaches of their privacy.
It's down to the Final Four in the NFL. Matthew Stafford and the Rams knocked off the Bears 2017 in OT.
It's a team effort. We got a resilient group. Love being a part of it. Obviously, things we can do better, but we found a way to win the football game, and in January and February, that's what matters.
They'll travel to Seattle for the NFC Championship game. Patriots beat the Texans 28-16. They'll play in Denver for the AFC title game. The winners will meet at the Super Bowl February 8th. Markets closed for Martin Luther King Day. This is CBS News.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
KIRO News Radio traffic alert.
And we have some problems in Pierce County. Sully is watching it for us.
Yeah, we've got a really nasty situation on northbound I-5 just by the King-Pierce County line coming up from Fife. We have basically a load of debris, some kind of debris. We don't know what it was, but has knocked out up to as many as 20 cars with flat tires and running into each other and things like that. Only the far right lane of the freeway is open, and we're backed up 4 miles all the way to the Puyallup River Bridge. Only one injury so far that we've been able to get from the state patrol, but again, as many as 20 cars involved in this, and so the whole left side of the freeway pretty much is shut down. We've got about a 45-minute trip from Tacoma to Federal Way, at least a half an hour delay through the area. Once you get through it, it's going to be an easy drive the rest of the way on up from that area. Federal Way to Seattle's only 35 minutes. 35 minutes as well up the Valley Freeway. Renton to Bellevue, quiet at 15 minutes. We really don't even have any slowing past the closure of the southbound I-5 express lanes. As we know, this is an MLK holiday, lighter than normal, so only 35 minutes now from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It's 6:04. Seahawks didn't just win Saturday night. They made a statement.
They steamrolled the 49ers 41-6. Now they play one more game for the NFC Championship and a trip to the Super Bowl.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is here with a recap and more on what's next.
Oh, gosh, I don't think any of us were ready for this. Rashid Shaheed on the opening kickoff. Steve Rabel on the call.
Shaheed at his own 5, across the 10, 15, 20. Cut straight upfield, has a gap, across the 40, midfield 50. Try to trip him, don't get him. Flag is down. Shaheed to the end zone. Holy catfish.
I mean, Amanda, you were at the game. What was that place like?
It was 13 seconds into the game. We were all just getting settled, and it was like confusion almost. It's like, what's happening?
I know.
He's going to score.
Can you believe it?
It was crazy.
We were jumping up and down and screaming. We were at a little party. It was electric there, so I can only imagine what it was like at the stadium.
How fantastic. I mean, I can't either. Amanda, that's incredible. And I wonder if you noticed this, too. Did you feel the earth shaking?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You could feel it.
Okay, because according to the Pacific Northwest Seismic Network, that's exactly what happened. The 12s shook the earth during that run. Check out our YouTube feed, and you can see there'll be a video of that run, and then the seismic measurements underneath. As soon as he's in the clear, he's running down the sideline. After the game, Shaheed said he heard the 12s as he was heading down toward the end zone.
This particular play, I did kind of hear the crowd a little bit. It just kind of erupted, but... yeah, that particular play I did.
Yeah, the Hawks defense also lights out during the game. They held running back Christian McCaffrey to just 35 yards rushing and quarterback Brock Purdy to 140 yards passing and 1 interception. Incredible stuff, Seahawks.
A handoff to Juszczyk. He tried to toss it back to McCaffrey. The ball is fumbled out of bounds, and the Seahawks take over 1st and 10. This Seahawks defense is really on top of it.
Yeah, they were. Nothing seemed to work for the 49ers, not even the pitchy woo-woo there for the Hawks. Kenneth Walker ran for 116 yards and 3 touchdowns. And after the game, the 12s went crazy.
Seahawks are winning the Super Bowl. End of the story. We're going to win this thing. We're going to the Super Bowl.
Oh, they're going all the way.
All right, so now we face another divisional rival, the LA Rams. They beat the Chicago Bears in overtime yesterday. It's going to be a day game for the Hawks. Kickoff is Sunday at 3:30 in the afternoon, but it is the second game, so that means it's the most important game. It's what everyone wants to watch. Tickets at Lumen Field right now on the resale market already this morning going for $950 at the 300 level. You want 50-yard line seats right behind the bench? $3,300.
What an amazing game.
I'll listen to the radio.
I'll listen to Rabel all day long. Go Hawks.
Okay, Luke, thank you. 6:07 now. There were frightening moments at the Seattle Thunderbirds hockey game in Kent over the weekend. A player collapsed on the ice and needed CPR in front of thousands of stunned fans.
Defenseman Joe Gramer went headfirst into the boards after a hit by a Portland Winterhawks player Saturday. Trainers from both teams rushed to help as the crowd watched in shock. Gramer was taken off the ice on a stretcher and rushed to the hospital. The good news is he was released later that night. The team says all major brain and spine concerns have been ruled out. The Portland player was ejected from the game.
Big changes could be coming to Highway 99 in Snohomish County. The Washington State Department of Transportation plans more than $600 million in upgrades. Officials say the goal is to make the 6.6-mile stretch safer for everyone, drivers, cyclists, pedestrians. The work would run between Airport Road and 212th Street Southwest in Linwood. WashDOT started studying improvements last year after getting state and federal grants. Draft report came out in December outlining possible projects over several years. The Urbanist first reported on the study's release. The department is asking for feedback on their website.
The new I-5 bridge over the Columbia River won't need a drawbridge. The Washington State Standard reports the Coast Guard gave Washington and Oregon the green light Friday to build a fixed span instead. That means no more stoplights stopping traffic when tall ships pass through. It also saves the states hundreds of millions of dollars in construction costs. Senator Maria Cantwell calls it good news for commuters and the economy. The current bridge is more than a century old and could collapse in a major earthquake. If approved by Washington and Oregon, construction on the replacement is expected to last until at least 2032.
A snowplow driver is recovering after a semi-truck slammed into his plow on I-90. KIRO 7 reports it happened Saturday near Kittitas. Troopers say the semi-driver was under the influence when he rear-ended the plow. The impact sent the plow into the median where it rolled over. The plow driver was taken to a hospital in Ellensburg, later released. State DOT calls the crash inexcusable. They remind drivers not to crowd or pass plows while they're working.
Keeping you informed since 1974. This is the city's longest-running radio news show.
Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio.
Shaheed at his own 5, across the 10, 15, 20. Cut straight upfield, has a gap, across the 40, midfield 50. Trying to trip him, don't get him. Flag is down. Shaheed to the end zone. Holy catfish! Open the game with a 95-yard touchdown Seahawks.
I have chills.
It was like watching Percy Harvin in the Super Bowl.
It was amazing. I have rewatched it probably 75 times. It's just unbelievable.
You and your husband have actually watched the whole game multiple times now on TV, you're telling us.
It's the experience when you're at the stadium, but you don't really get to see all the plays clearly just because there's so much chaos.
Yeah.
So, watching it on TV afterwards was awesome, especially knowing the outcome.
Yeah, good chaos. Well, welcome to Seattle's Morning News. It is Monday, January 19th, Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Big, important day of remembrance in our country.
He's Charlie Harger. I'm Manda Factor. Sullivan is back. We are glad, checking traffic on the threes and keeping an eye on a big situation in Fife.
Yeah, a massive traffic alert. Only one lane of northbound I-5 open in Fife. A lot of debris in the roadway. Just talked with the State Patrol, so we're going to get a little bit more information on what caused as many as 20 vehicles to get caught up in this situation down there.
All right. Well, coming up, we are going to have our crime and punishment segment, our weekly check-in with the King County Prosecutor's Office. This week, a special emphasis on the prevalence of sex trafficking in the county and what lawmakers in Olympia are being asked to do about it.
Also on the way, we might just have a few more highlights from Saturday's Hawks game.
This hour of Seattle's Morning News is sponsored by American Crawl Space and Pest Control.
A Washington congresswoman is calling for Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem to be removed from office. Representative Emily Randall of Bremerton traveled to Minnesota Friday for a hearing on federal immigration enforcement. She spoke at a memorial for Renee Nicole Good, a woman shot and killed by ICE agents.
Bad behavior begins at the top. If we want to ensure all individuals are treated with dignity, we have to ensure that there is competent leadership in place, and I have zero faith in Secretary Noem.
Randall is a co-sponsor of articles of impeachment against Noem. The Trump administration insists the immigration sweeps are needed to arrest criminals who are here illegally. The Justice Department is now investigating Minnesota's Governor Tim Walz and Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry for allegedly conspiring to impede federal agents.
Woodland Park Zoo celebrating two new arrivals, two female South African lion cubs born last week. They came about 9 hours apart on January 14th. First lion birth at the zoo since 2014. Right now, mom and cubs are resting in a private maternity den.
It's now 6:12. That's time for a check on the weather. And for that, we check in with KIRO 7 TV's Nick Allard. We have some really thick fog in spots this morning, Nick.
It's dense. Yeah, you get to about SEA now south, basically. It's a consistent wall of fog with visibility that stretches from a couple of miles to about a quarter of a mile or even less than a tenth of a mile. Then it's a slight break between, say, the north end of King County to about Payne Field, although Payne Field has had some at times. And then you have a lot of fog in and around like the rest of Snohomish County. Fog will be here through the morning hours, but I do expect by late morning for it to clear. It absolutely will, and we'll see some sunshine, and by lunchtime, the only real fog lingering should mainly be in the South Sound. So expect some fog now. Expect it to be cold, too, and you're scraping your windshield. I haven't heard of any slick spots, but it's very similar to a morning we had a couple weeks back where places, say, in like Mason County were a little slick, so it's possible. Just think about, I grew up in Thurston County. Think about areas that, stay more shaded during the day. There may be some roads that are a little bit below freezing, so just know there could be a few slick spots, but you're going to see sunshine this afternoon. Tomorrow, I expect to see the same basic pattern, just a few more clouds, and I think you'll see the same thing Wednesday. We do definitely see more cloud cover Thursday, Friday, but we're staying dry, so kind of a partly cloudy to eventually mostly cloudy week. The chances for precipitation are there for the weekend, including the Hawks game, but I kept it dry for now, with rain holding off until Monday. And then the other thing about this pattern is, got a pretty good shot to see the Northern Lights tonight, because we have an increasing storm coming in, so the KP index might be up like in the 8-ish range. And I think we're going to see it happen before we get the clouds coming in tomorrow, so you might even be able to see it.
Very cool. Thanks, Nick, my Thurston County buddy. It's 31 in Seattle right now.
Time to check in with Sully at the traffic desk.
And just got a little bit more information from the State Patrol on what we're dealing with down in the Fife area. It sounds like a couple of cars got tangled up, threw a bunch of debris over the roadway, and then a semi kind of ran into the debris, and then, kind of everything kind of went bumper cars. And so as many as up to 20 cars are kind of caught up in either hitting debris or being involved in this crash of varying degree. Either way, the bottom line is only the right lane is open on northbound I-5, getting up the Fife Hill to about Porter Way. So you're backed up to the Puyallup River Bridge and barely moving. I'm going to tell you it's 50 minutes from Tacoma to Federal Way and a 35-minute delay. It'll probably be way worse than that. That's just the best estimate that I have at this particular moment. Just know that if you want to avoid that area, 99 northbound is getting really heavy trying to go up the hill to avoid this. If you wanted to maybe go up 161 there, work your way up Enchanted Parkway, and work your way around, you might save yourself a lot of time. Because of the holiday, it's not bad. Federal Way to Seattle, the rest of the way on up's only 35 minutes. 35 as well from Puyallup to Renton. Renton to Bellevue is only 15. The lake bridges are quiet, and we really don't even have anything past Northgate today because of the holiday. Only 35 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
For more than 50 years, the voice Seattle trusts. This is Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio.
Every Monday, we bring in Casey McNerthney from the King County Prosecutor's Office for Crime and Punishment. And Casey, you have brought guests with you today.
I have. We have Brayla McGinnis and Alex Voorhees, who are the senior deputy prosecutors for the King County Prosecutor's Office, who handle the human trafficking cases on Aurora and throughout the county.
Let's dive right in. It's nice to have both of you. Brayla, what is the situation currently on Aurora?
Oh, thank you for having us. The situation currently on Aurora is, for lack of a better term, truly a crisis, where we are seeing disproportionately impacted communities, specifically our BIPOC and LGBTQ plus communities, being severely harmed by buyers and pimps and traffickers throughout our county at the hands of sexual exploitation.
Alex, we use the term human trafficking all the time. Can you just make it super simple?
Sure. Under state law, human trafficking is the crime of commercial sexual exploitation, where if you're talking about an adult victim, it requires that we establish that force, fraud, or coercion was used to compel that individual to engage in commercial sex work. It also applies to labor trafficking. Brayla and I specialize specifically in the sex trafficking side of that statute. If we're talking about crimes involving juveniles, you do not need to prove the force, fraud, or coercion, simply that the person being trafficked was a juvenile.
Brayla, you said it has reached crisis level.
Yes.
How does it compare to, say, 10 years ago? What qualifies as crisis level?
What I would say qualifies as a crisis level is that things have not necessarily gotten better, and we have spoken with many survivors and law enforcement officers, and the cases that come across our desk remain very violent, remain very prolific and harmful with regards to psychological and physical and sexual violence. And over the summers, we see, unfortunately, a spike, specifically with regards to juvenile victims. School is out, everyone is outside, and so unfortunately, Ms. Voorhees and I have quite a few children who are at risk of being exploited or missing throughout the summer months. And if you talk with survivors or other service providers, some have even counted 40 to 60 bodies on Aurora Avenue walking the track or the blade. And law enforcement is telling us that they are picking up 2 to 3 children off the track each week.
Alex, who are the traffickers?
The traffickers are individuals who are seeking to make a profit off the backs of individuals that are vulnerable and ripe for exploitation. We find that our traffickers target individuals who have substance use or mental health disorders, for exploitation. We also find, with respect to our juveniles, instability in homes, kids in the foster care system, runaways are all easy targets for traffickers. And our traffickers are really good at what they do. They are masters of the art of manipulation. One of the terms that we use that Brayla was talking about is selling the dream. And these guys are masters at selling the dream. They will find someone who's vulnerable, maybe a kid who's not getting along with their parents, doesn't feel love and support at home, doesn't, has self-esteem issues, doesn't feel good about themselves or their body, make them promises that, come be with me and we're going to take on the world together and you're going to have Gucci shoes and I'm going to drive a Maserati and we're going to have all of these fancy things and live this amazing life. And people are susceptible to that. The glamour that is promised, but the reality behind that is really brutal exploitation of juveniles and adults throughout our community. Not only are they subjected to violence at the hands of their traffickers, for instance, many traffickers insist that the women or girls working for them make a quota every day. They're not allowed to stop walking the track or posting ads and going to dates with strange men until they make a certain amount of money for the day. If you don't make your quota, drugs are withheld, you're beaten, you're threatened, you're raped, you're called horrible names. And it's a really vicious cycle because the first rule of the game, don't talk. Ugh. Don't cooperate with law enforcement. You don't have a pimp. I'm your boyfriend. You're doing this voluntarily. There's any number of things that it's almost like brainwashing or programming that happens. And it makes it really difficult for people to escape the life, to get out of the world of prostitution. If we're talking about an average age of entry for individuals into commercial sex work, studies are telling us that it's between the ages of 13 and 15.
It just makes my stomach turn.
So if you're 13 years old, you're not living in your home with your parents. You're living out of hotels, motels, or an apartment with your trafficker, not going to school, not doing the things that you need to be able to move forward in life as a thriving adult.
Yeah.
You are subjected to psychological and physical and sexual abuse. We find that survivors suffer PTSD at rates similar to military veterans, combat military veterans. Higher levels of traumatic brain injury. There's a study out of Colorado that says that the mortality rate for individuals in commercial sex work is 200% higher than it is for the average population. And so even if these kids or young women want to get out of the life, they don't have the life skills to do that. They don't have a driver's license. They don't have a high school diploma or a GED. And they're caught in this world of dependence on their pimp or trafficker. And it's a really vicious cycle.
So what is being done in Olympia by lawmakers to tackle this issue?
So we currently are pushing a bill that is set for a hearing in the Public Safety Committee next Tuesday at 4 p.m. in Olympia, House Bill 1265. And as I mentioned, buyers cause a lot of harm, and they are a huge part of this cycle of violence that Ms. Voorhees has described. And that bill would seek to first and foremost protect survivors, as the current legislative format for buyers is significantly low. It is only a simple misdemeanor to buy another human being in the state of Washington. It is more of a crime, as Ms. Voorhees will elaborate. I will let her go ahead.
It's a higher penalty to steal a candy bar from the AM/PM than it is to purchase sex from someone who is being exploited or someone who is engaging in sex work because they have no other choice. We are asking this bill that's being put forward will increase the penalties for purchasing sex to a Class C felony. A felony level offense, we believe, will discourage men from wanting or being willing to take that risk to be arrested on a felony as opposed to a simple misdemeanor. to also increase the statutory fines and fees associated with the crime of purchasing sex. Right now, if you're convicted of the misdemeanor, I believe it's a $1,500 fine. We're going to double that for your first offense. It's a $3,000 fine. It's a $5,000 fine for the second and a $10,000 fine if you're caught a third time. And we are asking the legislature in this bill to put all of the money from those fees that are collected by the courts directly into survivor services in the municipalities and counties where those crimes are taking place, working with our community partners, our survivor-run organizations and survivor-led organizations to provide additional services and funding. We know that that money's tight in Olympia right now, and this is one more way to support our survivors and help them move out of the life.
Keep us posted on what happens in Olympia, and please come back anytime. Appreciate the work you guys do. Thank you so much. Prosecutors Brayla McGinnis and Alex Voorhees with Casey McNerthy for Crime and Punishment every Monday here on KIRO News Radio.
All right, we have a traffic mess on our hands. Let's check in with Sully.
Yeah, you do not want to get on northbound I-5 trying to go from Tacoma up to Federal Way. I'm not sure if you can avoid that if that's where you're going this morning, but we have only the far right lane open past about the county line. They're right there in Fife because of a crash involving up to 20 cars. Misspoke 10 minutes ago when I was listening to the interview with State Trooper Cameron Watts. It was a traffic a semi-enforcement state trooper that got first on the scene, so I mistakenly said it was a big rig that was kind of involved. It was the enforcement for big rigs. So no, it was just a two-car crash, left a bunch of debris, and then a bunch of different vehicles, but not a semi caught up in this, varying states of debris and damage. So we have at least a 45-minute delay. 40-minute drive, 45-minute drive, that is, 30-minute delay from Tacoma to Federal Way back up to the Puyallup River Bridge. As you can imagine, any other way northbound through this area is starting to really bog down. But if you wanted to use basically the Enchanted Parkway, 161, and work your way up and around, that's probably faster than taking 99. Rest of the map is okay. We've got Federal Way to Seattle in about 35 minutes, about 40 now from Puyallup to Renton. Renton to Bellevue, 15, only 35 from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. This report brought to you by Seattle Sports. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial, 97.3 HD2.
One win away from the Super Bowl.
You stacked plays. It started with a 95-yard. Shaheed to the end zone. Holy catfish.
We play our style of play. Games can look like this often.
The table is set for the NFC Championship game. Sunday at Lumen Field against the Rams. Kickoff at 3:30.
Job's not done. We're going to do the same thing.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle and the home of the Seahawks. KIRO News Radio.
I got to tell you something, Nick. I have really noticed a difference in your energy level since you started going to the Longevity Medical Clinic.
And you know why?
Why?
Because they actually balanced my hormone levels. And when they do that, the largest change I noticed was that now I could sleep.
And then not only get more sleep, they just get more energy, right?
Right. So that all of a sudden that resulted in me, I started running again and doing all these things that I felt so fatigued throughout the day that I couldn't do anymore.
Okay, so at this point, do you want to apologize to me? Because I was always saying to you, every time you say, I don't sleep, I don't feel well, I feel kind of off, I go, well, you need to get in touch with Longevity Medical Clinic. And you're always like, blah, 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 blah.
I know. But now it's turned into something fun that we get to go in together.
So I need to hear, you were right.
You were right.
You were right. I should have gone to Longevity Medical Clinic.
I should have.
There we go. Fine.
Yes.
You know the right thing to do. Get in touch with Longevity Medical Clinic. Take the free health analysis at lmclinic.com.
Every season is a little bit different here in Washington, but I'll tell you what, the amount of rain never seems to change in the winter, and we have sure gotten a ton of it this season. All that rain, all that water, it's all got to go somewhere. And if it makes its way into your crawl space, that's when it can create all sorts of problems, including real structural damage, which could really affect your home. But more importantly, for the health of your family, the water in that crawl space could create toxic mold, and that has serious health repercussions. Thankfully, we have Crawl Pros. They can come in and keep your crawl space dry, install a sump pump and drainage, and reroute that water back out and away from your home. They'll also take care of any mold that may have been created. Don't take the risk. It's too important. The best way to learn if you have any water is to ask Crawl Pros to visit your home and inspect your crawl space for free. Crawl Pros will go where you don't want to. So if you're worried about water damage, mold, insulation issues, or anything else related to your crawl space or attic, call Crawl Pros or visit crawlpros.com.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the roads you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included in every tire we sell. It's more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's all about you getting more from less. Stop by or book an appointment at leschwab.com.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
An organized home is a happy home and a happy homeowner. John Curley here. Closets by Design made me and my home happy. Experience the quality and backing of a national brand with friendly local Seattle service. From booking the appointment to a free in-home consult to installation day, Closets by Design will leave you wowed and clutter-free. Right now, get up to 40% off plus an additional 15% off and 18 months financing and free installation. Visit closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to schedule today.
Let's ring in the new year by finally checking off something that actually matters. Your old videotapes and photos are fading more every year. VCRs are disappearing, and the clock is ticking to save your family's most important memories. Hi, I'm Adam Baselogger.
And I'm Nick Mako. We started Legacy Box to help you preserve your memories by converting all your videotapes, photos, and film reels into digital files. And this year, it's easier than ever.
Introducing our biggest kit yet, able to hold up to 80 videotapes or film reels or 2,000 photos. It's perfect for big collections. You can even send in old DVDs, memory cards, flip phones, or early generation iPhones.
Legacy Box is truly the easiest New Year's resolution you'll ever keep. Just fill your box and send it in. As the world's largest digitizer of home movies and photos, all work is done in the U.S., and we're trusted by over 1 million families.
Start the new year right by rescuing the moments you haven't watched in years. Go to legacybox.com/radio for an incredible 55% off. That's legacybox.com/radio for 55% off.
Compassion. Communication. Results. That's Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to pendergastlaw.com. That's pendergastlaw.com.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It is 6:31. We have a major situation in the Fife area this morning. A 20-vehicle collision northbound I-5 right near the King-Pierce County line led to significant traffic delays.
State Patrol Trooper Cameron Watts says a pileup was caused by debris from another crash.
It was originally called out as a one or two car collision that left debris in the roadway. One of our commercial vehicle enforcement officers just happened to come across it and then reported that.
He says one person suffered serious injuries. Watts says he does not know when the road will fully reopen.
All of them are situational dependent, and for this one, I'm unsure when it's going to be cleared because it really depends on the severity of the damage of the vehicles involved and how many resources we're going to need to clear up the scene.
We're looking at images right now from the scene, and I don't see any of those brake lights moving.
No, it is a mess, and Sully will have more coming up in traffic in just a moment.
It is 6:32 now, and Seattle police arrested a 12-year-old boy accused of attacking a woman with a screwdriver over the weekend.
Police say the boy also stole the victim's purse before taking off, and we get the details live from KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey.
Yeah, this happened Saturday in the Central District at 23rd Avenue South and South Jackson Street. Police say that boy ran up to a 43-year-old woman at an Amazon Fresh store. He was wearing a hot pink ski mask, police say. Officers say he first hit the woman several times in the face with his hands and then took that screwdriver and poked her in the face several times. KIRO 7's Dee Sun has more details.
We're told he ran to a nearby parking garage to go through the woman's things, and then he went back to her actually and attacked her again. Seattle police say this 12-year-old has had several encounters with them in the past, so officers went to his house and got a search warrant to arrest him.
Yeah, police say the suspect ran from them, but they recognized him, knew who he was, and they had previous interactions with him, so that's what led them to his house. The 12-year-old is now in a juvenile detention center. Charlie, Manda.
Okay, thanks for that update. And Seahawks fans may be recalling the glorious days of the Legion of Boom as they celebrate the big Saturday night win over the 49ers. 41-6 puts the Seahawks just one win away from heading to the Super Bowl. Die-hard fans gathered at the Queen Anne Beer Hall. And the fans had a sense of swagger.
That's the way to start the game. We're going to win this thing. We're going to the Super Bowl.
Now, I fear a jinx, so I'm not going to even use that word.
Don't even.
But what a great game.
It was fun.
And the championship game, NFC Championship, 3:30 Sunday. You can hear it right here on KIRO News Radio.
You'll be able to stay awake. Isn't that great?
I love it.
All right. Major situation in Fife area this morning. Let's get right back to Sully for traffic.
And only the far right lane is open on northbound I-5 as you make your way up the hill out of Fife, right up to the county line. We have as many as 20 vehicles caught up in this crash that started out, as we heard, with a couple of vehicles getting caught up and then a bunch of debris all over the roadway that cars ran into and then were damaged by. My estimates are about a 40-minute delay. Our friend Jeff is in it, and he says he's been in it for an hour and hasn't quite gotten to Porter Way. So either way, you do not want any part of northbound I-5 at this point coming up out of the Tacoma area. At that point, I mean, you might even take 99, even though it is backed up past Ted Beamer High School all the way up to about 348 there at Highway 18. You could take the other side too, SR 161, go and working your way up to Enchanted Parkway and save yourself some time. But yeah, you don't want any of this. And then Federal Way to Seattle, we've got about a 35-minute trip, so you will pick up the pace. A lot of people are realizing what's happening there, and they're going to 167, and they're starting it in the Sumner Puyallup area. 35 to 40 minutes now to Renton. Renton to Bellevue is only 15, and we're under 40 from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. Don't forget, it's a holiday today. This report brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino. Live professional boxing back at the main event. February 6th at the Emerald Queen. Main event powered by WFC. February 6th. Only at the Emerald Queen, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
We are starting off with fog thick in places and below freezing. We just dropped down to 32 in Seattle. We're headed for a high of 50 today with afternoon sunshine. Next several days, we'll have the same sort of combo. Morning fog, afternoon sun, highs in the mid-40s to right around 50. Chance of seeing the northern lights tonight before clouds roll in, so be on the lookout for that. Right now in Seattle, it's 32 at 6:36.
And that is time for the opening bell report. The shock from President Trump's tariffs has subsided, demonstrating the resilience of the global economy. That's the conclusion of the International Monetary Fund in its 2026 World Economic Outlook. We get more from CBS News reporter Christopher Cruz.
The IMF projects 3.3% global growth this year, slightly higher than its October estimate, attributing most of the improvement to economic conditions in the U.S. and China. The IMF gives much of the credit for the global economy's resilience to artificial intelligence. It says IT investment as a share of economic output in the U.S. is at its highest level since 2001, keeping not just the U.S. economy strong, but supporting the economies of other nations, especially in Asia. Christopher Cruz, CBS News.
At least 8 more countries say the United States has invited them to join President Donald Trump's new Board of Peace as Trump names a price.
I'm Vicki Barker at the Foreign Desk. The Kremlin says Vladimir Putin is among the leaders invited to join what President Trump has called his peace board. It says the Russian president is studying the proposal. A U.S. official confirms that a $1 billion contribution buys a permanent place on the board. No contribution required for a 3-year appointment. The board was conceived to oversee Gaza's transition to peace, but the New York Times reports the draft proposal it's seen doesn't mention Gaza. Vicki Barker, CBS News.
Well, this week marks 1 year since President Trump's second inauguration. A new CBS News poll shows 41% of Americans approve of his job performance, while a majority do not. The survey also finds many voters expect his policies to reduce global stability.
On Face the Nation, DHS Secretary Kristi Noem blamed Minnesota leaders, including Mayor Jacob Fry, for the violence.
If he would set up a peaceful protest zone so that these individuals can exercise their First Amendment rights and do so peacefully, we would love that, because then we could work together to make sure we're getting criminals to justice and letting people still express their First Amendment rights.
Moments later, Fry rejected that idea, saying free speech shouldn't be limited, adding ICE agents are not making the city safer.
We are doing everything possible to keep the peace, notwithstanding this occupying force that has quite literally invaded our city.
CBS's Willie James Inman in West Palm Beach.
Big retail spot in downtown Seattle just changed hands. 4-story building at 601 Pine Street sold for $8 million. The new owners plan extensive renovations before Nordstrom Rack moves in. According to the Puget Sound Business Journal, the building sits across from the Pacific Place Mall. It spans more than 67,000 square feet. It had been home to big names like Forever 21, Jean Juarez, Planet Fitness. All of those shops closed after 2020.
Well, the markets are closed today in honor of Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
And now we have a word for KIRO 7 TV. It's news live starting at 4. News that puts you there so you can see for yourself news that's happening now so you're ready. News that investigates to get you answers. News that's local because where you live matters. Know more, know now on KIRO 7 News at 4, 5, and 6 p.m.
It's now 6:39. Traffic alert in effect. Sully, what's coming up?
Well, we're going to take a look at the northbound I-5 drive getting through 5-mile backup. You don't want any part of this. We'll talk about it next.
Be there when the Seahawks make history. Hello! KIRO Newsradio's giving away 2 tickets to the NFC Championship game.
Oh, my word!
Sunday against LA at Lumen Field.
I can't tell you how pumped I am to see what the 12s bring.
Download the KIRO Newsradio app and click the Win tab to enter. You can enter once per day, so the more you enter, the better your odds.
This should be fun.
Enter daily now through Wednesday, January 21st. Contest rules at mynorthwest.com/win.
It's 2026. New year, new you, new resolutions to keep for a couple weeks. Whether you're trying to eat healthy in the new year or not, your best choice is Omaha Steaks. They have multiple bundles to choose from. They have an all-protein pack if you're trying to slim down or eat clean, consisting of butcher's cut filet mignon, air-chilled boneless chicken breast, boneless pork chops, classic burgers, and more. Everything you need for your freezer and meal prep. Or grab one of the other bundles that include potatoes au gratin and caramel apple tartlets. That sounds good. Omaha Steaks offers unrivaled quality and variety, and every bite is backed by their 100% guarantee. Support your fresh start with high-quality proteins from Omaha Steaks. Let Omaha Steaks deliver high-quality proteins right to your door. Visit omahasteaks.com and get an extra $35 off with promo code SKY at checkout. That's OMAHA steaks.com, promo code SKY. Terms apply. See site for details.
I'm here with Wes Jones of sellwithwes.com. And Wes, you were just telling me you think 2026 is going to be a rebound year for the housing market.
That's right. I think we're heading into the best real estate market of the past 4 years. And here's why. If you take a step back and look at the big picture, experts are anticipating a 15% increase in sales volume next year. Interest rates are at near 3-year lows and trending down, and home prices have held near all-time highs. There is a lot of pent-up demand. People have been sitting on the sidelines waiting for their time to jump into the market since 2022, and they need a place to buy.
So, hey, 2026 might be your year. If you're considering selling your home, if you're thinking about moving, but there was something that was just holding you back, now might be a great time. So do this. Go to sellwithwes.com. You can see your home's real value there with Wes's home value calculator. Then schedule an appointment by giving him a call. Sellwithwes.com. Sellwithwes.com. It really just is a better way to sell your home.
I'm Chris Davis, former King County prosecutor and founder of the Davis Law Group in Seattle. If you've been injured in a crash caused by impaired or drunk drivers, there are special considerations that need to be taken to protect your legal rights. Davis Law Group's team of investigators and lawyers know how to properly investigate DUI crashes and identify all parties who might be legally responsible for your injuries and damages. Call Davis Law Group at 206-888-8888 or get my free book at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Right now, get a free furnace with the purchase of a premium heat pump and air cleaning package at CM Heating. Start today with an always free estimate. There's no beating CM Heating for heating, cooling, plumbing, or electrical. Go to cmheating.com.
6:43, we have a traffic alert in Pierce County. Here's Sully.
And just like the 49ers didn't want any part of the Seahawks, you don't want any part of northbound I-5 through Tacoma at this point. My best guesstimate is it's a 45-minute to an hour delay getting through this 5-mile backup on northbound I-5 that starts right around the Tacoma Dome now and goes all the way through Fife up to the county line where only the right lane is open. Just got an update from one of our texters saying that drivers are using the emergency lane on the right to try to bypass traffic. Yeah. Do you want to encourage road rage today? It's already bad enough people are stuck in this. Now you're going to act a fool like that? Come on. Be better than that. I know you're in a backup. You've got places to go, but you're not any better than anybody else.
You tell them.
It's just frustrating when people do stupid things like that. Looking at, again, only the right lane is open. This is a crash involving up to 20 cars caught up in the debris from what was a pretty significant crash. So if you can avoid that, you can. I think the reader boards on I-5 through JBLM are starting to tell everybody about this. So we're starting to see a lot more action on eastbound 512 and now northbound 167. Slowing down the South Hill, and then Puyallup to Renton is running right around 42 minutes. Once you're through this, it's going to be a clean and quiet drive the rest of the way on up. You can make up your time there. Get off the show. That just infuriates me. Sorry, off my soapbox. The Lake Bridges, quiet. Renton to Bellevue, 15. And out on the north end, nice and easy, 35 minutes for Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. We're not even seeing the backup there by the loss of the express lanes, again, because of the lack of volume for the MLK Day holiday. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
At our forecast, we are seeing very thick fog in spots this morning. Eventually, it'll be nice, though. Sunshine and 50 for our high. For tomorrow, look for fog early on again, and then sunshine and 50. Partly cloudy Wednesday. No rain in the forecast until it looks like at least Sunday. Even then, it'll be just light stuff. More rain expected on Monday. Right now in Seattle, foggy and 31.
Well, coming up, we take a listen to some of the highlights from Saturday's big Seahawks victory. That's next on Seattle's Morning News.
For a long time, I thought retirement planning was mostly about hitting a number. Get there, and then life starts. Hi, this is Ursula Royteen. What Trajan Wealth helped me see is that the number is really only part of the story. At Trajan Wealth, their advisors are fiduciaries, which means they're obligated to put your needs first, and they start by asking how you actually want your life to feel. When Mark and I sat down with them, we talked about having more time with family, more time to travel, and how to make thoughtful choices without feeling like we had to put today on hold for tomorrow. I have goals for today and for when I retire. If you're ready to start the new year with straight talk and thoughtful guidance, call Trajan Wealth today and schedule a free meeting. Trajan, spelled Trajan. Call 206-656-3300. That's 206-656-3300, or visit TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC. SEC registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Download the KIRO Newsradio app, where you can watch us live or stream us live anywhere, anytime.
How would this initiative, whatever this initiative is, how would he fund it?
Stay connected everywhere. Download the KIRO Newsradio app.
Join Northwest Hope and Healing for Cork, Fork, and Support, an afternoon of wine tasting and inspiration benefiting local breast and gynecologic cancer patients. Get your tickets now for January 31st. Go to nwhopeandhealing.org to learn more.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales event going on right now through January 25th. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales event going on right now. Discover the D.R. Horton difference. Visit drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder.
Hear it live, stream it online, watch the show, or catch the podcast anytime.
Seattle's Morning News, wherever you are.
Hey!
Can I get one more?
Hey!
All right. 6:47. For the first time in nearly a decade, the Seahawks host a playoff game at Lumen Field in front of a packed crowd, 68,000 fans. Bitter division rivalry for the divisional round matchup between the Hawks and the 49ers, and Seattle's domination started from the opening kickoff.
Shaheed at his own 5, across the 10, 15, 20. Cut straight upfield, has a gap, across the 40, midfield 50. Try to trip him, don't get him. Flag is down. Shaheed to the end zone. Holy catfish! Open the game with a 95-yard touchdown Seahawks.
I just rewatched it again,
Yeah.
and that whole trip attempt thing was just silly.
Well, the defense absolutely clobbered the Niners offense from the very first drive of the game. Listen to this.
So here we go, 4th down and 1. Purdy goes under center. Handoff to Juszczyk. He's going to go to the right side. It's going to be a quick toss. Ball's on the ground. It falls out of bounds. They tried a little trickeration going to the right side with a handoff. A handoff to Juszczyk. He tried to toss it back to McCaffrey. The ball is fumbled out of bounds, and the Seahawks take over 1st and 10.
My football advice for you, one must never practice any trickeration at all with the dark side.
Seattle scored a field goal after that turnover to make it a quick 10-0. Next time San Francisco had the ball.
2nd down and 7 at his own 31. Purdy sends McCaffrey out to the right side. Now he comes back across the formation. Purdy throws back inside. Ball is caught for a first down. Ball comes out. Ball's recovered by the Seahawks across the 40-yard line. First down. Seahawks have the ball.
And Hawks quickly took advantage of that turnover. Is G. Scott listening right now?
Probably.
Okay, because it's Sam Darnold to the best in the world.
Yes.
Sam is going to roll left. Looking. Sam throws. Back of the end zone. Is it caught inbounds? It is! Touchdown! Seahawks! Far back corner of the end zone. Guess who? It is number 11, Jackson Smith in Jigba.
How did he do that? Just like that, 17-0 Hawks in the first quarter. A couple of field goals for San Francisco in the second quarter made it 17-6. That was as close as the 49ers would make it for the rest of the game. Then it was when Kenneth Walker III took charge of the offense.
Handoff to Walker. Cuts back to the left. He's going to take it in. Touchdown, Seahawks.
One thing you must know, one touchdown, never enough for K9.
Sam under center is going to hand the ball off. Coming near side is Walker. 10, 5, dives in. Touchdown, Seahawks.
2 touchdowns. That's not enough either.
The handoff, Walker. He's coming back to the right side. He is going to score. Touchdown, Seahawks. Ken Walker III skips in around the right side. Great blocking. The Niners haven't stopped it yet. His 3rd touchdown of the night.
Kenneth Walker III with his 3rd touchdown. K9 had 19 carries, 116 yards, 3 TDs. Rashid Shaheed, 2 kickoff returns for 126 yards and 1 touchdown. Defense had 6 takeaways, 2 fumbles recovered, 1 interception, 2 sacks, and a partridge in a pear tree.
Beautiful. Seattle, of course, gets ready to host a fellow NFC West rival LA Rams. It's Sunday, 3:30 kickoff in the NFC Championship game. One game away from the other thing we don't talk of. You can catch all the coverage right here on KIRO Newsradio.
And I really, really strongly, madly, deeply recommend you listen to Rabel doing the call.
Oh, my gosh, absolutely.
I mean, actually, the guys, was it on Fox on Saturday night? They weren't bad. They could actually kind of give you a sense of how the game was going. Yeah. But when you're listening to Rabel, he's so excited, and that crowd in the background.
I was about to say, that was the big thing I noticed was watching on Fox. Yeah, the announcing is fine, but for some reason, they dampen the crowd noise. I'm sure just so that it's legible to hear the announcers. But with the radio call, the crowd noise is all there, and you can hear Rabel has to scream over it, and the intensity of it is extra.
My ears are still ringing.
Yeah, if you've got like an Amazon whatever Echo thing, you're able to pause it. You'll sync it up really quickly. You will thank me for this. It's such a great experience.
I actually saw G on the way into the game at Touchdown City while he was doing his thing. He gave me a hug, and I think that's what did it.
Okay.
It was the good luck G hug.
Good luck G hug. Okay, now we're going to have to do this all again on Sunday afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it is 6:20. It is a big night for college football. The college football national title up for grabs in Miami tonight.
The undefeated and top-seeded Indiana Hoosiers will be gunning for their first ever championship tonight when they battle the University of Miami Hurricanes in South Beach. Indiana head coach Curt Cignetti expects the Canes to come out fighting.
They really play the game with tenacity, intensity.
Miami Hurricanes coach Mario Cristobal says several key principles have gotten his team this far.
Being the most excited, the most energetic team on the field, and that
pre-snap and post-snap discipline had to be at the forefront, and that ball security couldn't be compromised.
Miami and Indiana kick off at 6:30 Eastern. Erica Herskowitz for CBS News.
Oh, one more football note just in this morning. The Bills have fired Sean McDermott after 9 seasons. The final, of course, ended Saturday with an overtime divisional round playoff loss to the Broncos.
I still don't know what an interception means in the NFL anymore. 6:53. We head over to Sully at the traffic desk.
Or down by contact?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether... It's different things to different people, Charlie.
In the
rules
eye
are
of the
rules.
beholder.
All right,
I
Sully.
misinterpreted the rules. That's just for you and my South Park fans. And to give you guys a little bit of a laugh, because it is ugly on northbound I-5 trying to get out of Tacoma. We're bumper to bumper from the Dome up to this crash in Fife, right north of Porter Way. Looks like they have opened a second right lane, but either way, the damage is done. Our friend Ken is gone. He said from the Puyallup River to 54th has taken him 50 minutes. That's just wrong. You guys out there, hang in there. It's going to be ugly. The delay is probably about an hour to get you through this. Multiple car crash, threw a bunch of debris out there, a bunch of other cars, as many as 20 damaged in this situation. Once you're through that, it's going to be a very good drive the rest of the way. You'll pick up the pace there, only 35 minutes from Federal Way to Seattle. The message boards are out through JBLM, and a lot of people are heading over to 512, and it is bumper to bumper through the South Hill, basically from Canyon now. Woodland, really, not Canyon, all the way down the hill. So plan on some delays there. And then Puyallup to Renton running right around 40 minutes. Renton to Bellevue is only 15. Lake Bridges are quiet and under 40 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. KIRO Newsradio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Our forecast, the story is the fog this morning. It is very thick in areas, but we're in for another sunny day. 50 our high for today. Tomorrow looks pretty much the same, and then Wednesday will be partly cloudy, but dry, 47. Right now in Seattle, it is foggy and 31.
Well, coming up, what to expect as the city prepares for the NFC Championship game on Sunday.
I'm sorry, the what? The what?
NFC Championship game.
So excited.
We'll talk with Luke Ducey about it. Contain your excitement. We'll also have News Nation correspondent Tom Dempsey talking about the new tariff threats. That's at 7:15.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan, presented by Carter Subaru.
More like Choke Point. The new year brings a big new headache for the thousands of you commuting south on I-5 into Seattle. The latest phase of Revive I-5 is underway, and it won't be finished anytime soon. I've got you covered with traffic on the threes every morning from 6 to 9 on Seattle's Morning News. Nate Connors has you covered every afternoon. We're always hunting for alternate routes, and we'll help you get where you need to be a little faster. On KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. JD Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store and online. And now, the more you buy, the more you save on beds, bases, and more. Plus, get free premium delivery on any bed with base. Limited time. For JD Power 2025 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Check it out at a Sleep Number store today.
When your check engine light comes on, do you see a repair bill or do you see peace of mind? For 20 years, CarShield's been the name America trusts to help keep you on the road. While other companies stop covering you when your car gets older, CarShield offers protection plans up to 200,000 miles. With over $1 billion in claims paid, we don't just promise protection, we deliver it. Don't let a breakdown break your budget. Get the flexible month-to-month coverage you deserve. Go to carshield.com. That's carshield.com today.
At Guardian Roofing Gutters and Insulation, we stand by our quality gutters. Whether you need a cleaning or a complete gutter install, we do it all. Call today and get $250 off a gutter installation. And visit us at guardianroofing.com.
I'm worried.
About what?
Water.
Oh?
Hot water, if you really want to know.
Water heater worries?
Worried it's wearing down.
Running out?
The hot doesn't last like it used to.
So you're...
worried.
I got a guaranteed fix.
Let me guess. A new water heater.
Right, but...
that's what worries me.
Well, worry no more.
Why?
What you need is an Apollo Plumbing water heater.
Because?
We include Wrenchy's worry-free warranty.
Wrenchy's what?
Worry-free warranty.
Which means
when it wears out, we replace it.
No extra charge.
As an A-List Club member, you're covered for life.
For life.
For as long as you're an A-List member, you get annual life-extending water heater flushes included.
So it lasts longer.
Right.
And when it needs replacement,
you're covered.
With no worries.
Because it's Wrenchie's
worry-free warranty.
What else would you expect from the Ready Right Now plumbers?
Apollo Plumbing.
Home of Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
What about tankless ones?
Worry-free too.
Gotta love that Wrenchie.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors. Held to a higher standard since 1968.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than to tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
For nearly 50 years, over 90,000 homeowners have trusted Home Comfort Alliance, including me. John Curley here. Save up to $2,000 on a new Lennox heating and cooling system. Schedule your free consultation at homecomfortalliance.com. Call the comfort people at Home Comfort Alliance.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM, and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. President Trump is now linking his push to acquire Greenland to his Nobel Peace Prize snub. He sent a message to Norway's prime minister suggesting just that. Correspondent Olivia Rinaldi is at the White House.
In this text message that President Trump wrote to the Prime Minister of Norway, he allegedly said that considering your country decided not to give me the Nobel Peace Prize for having stopped 8 wars plus, I no longer feel an obligation to think purely of peace, can only now think of what's good for the U.S.
A new CBS News poll finds 86% of Americans don't want the president to use military force to take over Greenland. 70% don't want him to use federal dollars to buy it. European Union members say they'll meet Thursday on Mr. Trump's threat to slap 10% tariffs on allied nations who don't support his stance on Greenland. U.S. military troops aren't the only ones who could be headed to the Twin Cities to keep an eye on anti-ICE protesters. CBS's Jim Krasula.
The FBI wants more agents in Minneapolis, according to insiders. The Bureau has sent messages to agents nationwide asking them if they would temporarily transfer to the city. The messages did not specifically reference the tense situation with ICE in Minneapolis and did not detail the assignment.
Spanish police say at least 39 people are dead in a high-speed rail collision in southern Andalusia. As for the search for bodies continues, this passenger, through an interpreter.
The first thing we noticed was a sudden braking, although we remained in place. But we didn't have time to react when in a fraction of a second, another, much stronger impact came, which caused suitcases, clothes and people to be scattered all over the carriage.
Officials say the tail end of one train derailed, causing another to go in the opposite direction to go off the tracks. The impact sent the second train's lead cars down a 13-foot slope. Fewer and fewer people are having babies in China.
I'm Vicki Barker at the Foreign Desk. For decades, China employed often brutal tactics to enforce its one-child policy. How the tables have turned. With China's birth rate at a record low and the population both shrinking and aging, the government's now desperately trying to get its young citizens to have kids. Lots of kids. So far, without success.
After 9 seasons of missing the Super Bowl mark, multiple reports say the Buffalo Bills have fired coach Sean McDermott, who spoke after Saturday's 33-30 OT loss to Denver.
Not the result we wanted. I thought the guys played hard, and we had some chances at the end of the game to win it. Didn't fall our way.
This is CBS News.
Take control of your financial life. Follow and listen to Money Watch with Jill Schlesinger on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
7:03. We've been talking much of the morning about a big mess in Pierce County. We getting any relief, Sully?
Not really. They're reopening some of the lanes right now on northbound I-5 through Fife, north of Porter Way up towards the county line, where we had a crash involving a couple of different cars that threw just a ton of debris all over the roadway, and then all the cars driving up right behind it were damaged by that debris. Up to 20 cars involved in this. They have reopened a couple of lanes, but still the whole left side of the freeway remains blocked, and we're backed up to the Tacoma Dome. At some point, some of my drivers are saying it's taking them an hour to get through this from Tacoma up through Federal Way. So major delays. If you can find a different way, do it. What I wouldn't recommend is going to 512 and working your way around it, because it looks like we actually have a crash down the South Hill, and we're backed up now from Canyon all the way through. That's not going to save you any time. 161 is probably your best option. Even 99 now coming up out of Fife is going to be okay. Valley Freeway, 40 minutes up to the top, and then Renton to Bellevue. A little action in the S-curves, but 17 minutes to make the drive. Coming down from the north end, quiet on this MLK holiday. 35 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. Live professional boxing is back with the main event February 6th. This traffic report brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino. The main event, powered by WFC, February 6th, only at the Emerald Queen, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It's 7:04. Under the lights Saturday night, the Seahawks humiliated their biggest rival.
Seattle crushed San Francisco 41-6, earning home field advantage in the NFC Championship and bragging rights to go with it.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is here with a recap and more on what's next.
Oh, and after the game, the 12s were beyond ecstatic.
Seahawks are winning the Super Bowl. End of the story. We're going to win this thing. We're going to the Super Bowl.
Oh, they're going all the way.
Well, we got one more game. Got one more game to go. Kenneth Walker, though, one heck of a day. Led the way on the offense with 116 yards, rushing, and 3 touchdowns against the San Francisco 49ers. He gave all the credit to his O-line and to the 12s.
Yeah, electric. Since the first, she came out here and scored the first kickoff. So definitely electric, man. And we need that next week as well.
Yeah, it was incredible. Amanda, you were there. I'm going to talk to you, ask you a couple questions in just a second about what it was like being there. But the Hawks defense was lights out. 3 turnovers in the game, including 2 fumble recoveries and a Brock Purdy interception. They also held running back Christian McCaffrey to just 35 yards rushing. Then there was this. We're just reminded every time why their nickname, the 49ers, is the Whiners. They haven't won a championship since 1994. I mean, here was left tackle Trent Williams after the game making excuses.
During the season, we came down here with a healthy team and we won. Obviously, when you're playing with guys that you signing out practice squads, guys that you taking off the street, I mean, you got to temper your expectations a little bit.
And throwing his teammates under the bus there as well. Great team, great leadership there, Trent. And Lenore. I mean, Lenore, here's what he said post-game.
If you guys were healthy, do you feel like different outcome?
Landslide. To have them guys, back, I mean, it's going to be a totally different game.
And Lenore talked so much trash before the game, and then he headbutted. Did you see this, man?
Yes.
Did you see it live when
I
you were
got
there at the
so
stadium?
mad.
Headbutted JSN in the third quarter. Apparently, the league saw that. They're going to fine him for that. But we're going to give JSN the last word here. Steve Rabel on the call.
Back of the end zone. Is it caught inbounds? It is! Touchdown! Seahawks! Far back corner of the end zone. Guess who? It is number 11, Jackson Smith in Jigba.
So we take on the Rams this Sunday at Lumen Field. Kickoff 3:30 in the afternoon. Tickets on the resale market already going for $950 for the 300 level. Manda, what was it like there, and are you excited for this weekend?
Of course I'm excited for this weekend. Indescribable. I've been going for 18 years to Seahawks games. I love going to the games. My husband last week was like, maybe we should just watch it on TV. I was like, absolutely not. We're going. And last night when we got home, he said, we were supposed to be there.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah,
Incredible.
It was very cool.
Well, get ready to do it all over again, folks. Go Hawks. Got another busy week.
7:07 now. Seattle Thunderbirds player is recovering. This is after a scary scene on the ice Saturday night. Joe Gramer was given CPR in front of thousands of fans at the ShoWare Center in Kent. He went headfirst into the boards after being hit by a Portland Winterhawks player. Fans were there, and they just watched in stunned silence as trainers worked on him before he was taken off on a stretcher. His father tells WDAY-TV all major brain and spine concerns have been ruled out. The team says Gramer was released from the hospital later that night and is now resting with family.
Highway 99 could look very different in the years to come. The State Department of Transportation is planning $600 million in upgrades. The focus is safety, better options for walkers, bikers, transit riders, and drivers. The changes would cover 6.6 miles from Airport Road to 212th Street Southwest. The department started studying the corridor last year after landing state and federal grants. A draft report released in December shows what improvements might happen in phases. If you have some thoughts to share, they would like to hear from you. There is a survey posted on their website.
Washington and Oregon just got some welcome news about the I-5 bridge replacement. The Washington State Standard reports the Coast Guard approved a fixed span design Friday. It means the new bridge wouldn't need a movable section to let tall ships pass. Governor Ferguson says the decision has overwhelming support from the maritime industry. The current bridge sits on wooden piles and is at risk of a collapse in a major earthquake. The project, still working out the details on this, could cost anywhere from $6 to $17 billion. Tolls on the existing bridge expected to start in 2027.
And state troopers arrested a semi-driver for DUI after he hit a snowplow near Kittitas. KIRO 7 TV reports it happened Saturday, eastbound I-90. The plow was actively treating the icy roads when the semi rear-ended it. Crash sent the plow rolling into the median. The driver was hospitalized but has been released since. The Department of Transportation says the crash was inexcusable. They are urging drivers to give plows plenty of space since they have to drive slower to spread material evenly.
Keeping you informed since 1974. This is the city's longest-running radio news show.
Seattle's Morning News on KIRO Newsradio.
There we go. Pride in the Name of Love.
Appropriate song for Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Very much so. A hugely important day in our country and our country's history. Welcome to Seattle's News for this Monday, January 19th edition.
Chris Sullivan is back and very busy with traffic on the threes.
Yes, and also I wanted to comment on Charlie's story about the Columbia River Bridge.
I saw you over there.
For Governor Ferguson to say it has overwhelming support from the maritime industry, slightly overstating reality.
Not overwhelming?
No, a lot of people are saying that constrains us for the future of maritime by having a certain height as opposed to a bridge that opens and closes to accommodate maybe larger ships going forward.
So perhaps it would be more appropriate to say whelming support.
Perhaps. Lukewarm, some.
Okay.
I don't know where the money's coming from, but
I have to bring Luke into this.
Yeah.
What did he do wrong?
I sense a choke point on the way. Well, this is Seattle's Morning News, and News Nation correspondent Tom Dempsey with the latest on the president's terror threats to European countries. Nations are gathering this week for the World Economic Forum.
And what's coming up on today's 735 commentary?
Finally, some bipartisanship in Congress, at least a little bit. I'll explain at 735.
It's now 7:11. A fourth confirmed case of measles has been reported in Snohomish County, prompting school closures now, as we hear from KIRO 7's Dee Dee Sun.
The Snohomish County Department of Health says this one came out of the Stellar Kids Dentistry in Everett. 2 elementary schools in the Mukilteo School District are still closed this week because of measles exposure. Serene Lake Elementary says it's hoping to reopen school on Wednesday.
We do expect an update from the school this afternoon.
Well, let's get a check on weather now. And Nick Allard from KIRO 7 TV joins us. Nick, 2 observations for you. If you're ready, you're sitting down.
Oh, my gosh. I'm sitting down.
First of all, fabulous hair this morning. I was looking
That's
at
funny.
it.
I noticed the same thing.
Like,
oh, my goodness.
That was a masterpiece. So congratulations to you, to your entire staff that helps you out.
Pass that on to my bosses, so thank you.
Second, Northern Lights tonight? What's the deal with that?
Yeah, there's a chance. There's a pretty good-sized geomagnetic storm coming our way, and I think we would be just on the edges of it. Like if you looked up, with NOAA space weather, there's a really high potential for areas in Canada, and then we're kind of on the outskirts of it overnight tonight into tomorrow. There will be some clouds increasing, but I think a lot of us could see it. So make sure your iPhone is on that night mode, and when you take the picture, if you try to, because you'll probably see it best with your phone, make sure you hold it for that couple 3 seconds you have to do. Otherwise, it'll just get all blurry. But remember the last time we had something like this, I couldn't see anything, but my phone could. So it might be like that again late tonight. But yeah, I think there is that potential. We have to get through this fog first, and we're going to, and it is quite cold and foggy in the 20s and 30s. So you're scraping your windshield for sure. And then by late morning, most of us clear and just beautiful sunshine with highs around 50. Does get a little cloudier overnight, but tomorrow, fog and just kind of afternoon sunshine and a mix of clouds and sun. Same thing Wednesday. In fact, same thing all week. Gets a little cooler each day with a little more cloud cover each day, but partly to mostly cloudy in the 40s and at least upper 40s. This weekend right now for the game looks dry. Some of the computer models are hinting at some rain coming in for the weekend as early as Sunday, but right now I'm trending towards drier weather with rain holding off until Monday. So yeah, we got another dry week. We get some sunshine. We might see the northern lights, and Sully got to talk about bridges, so he's happy.
Dang right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Happy Sully means a happy studio.
That's right. That's the only reason why my hair looks so good.
Yeah, my hair doesn't look great. Beard though is on point.
Yeah, Now you're just twisting the knife in my back because I can't. They won't let me grow one. Thanks a lot, Sully.
Not even for Movember?
No, that's a whole different story.
Right
also,
now,
tell my bosses that, Charlie. You know them too. Come on!
Okay, the text message is going out. I'll also let them know it's 32 in Seattle.
Thank you.
All right. Time for traffic. We do that every 10 minutes. Thanks,
Which is
Nick.
0 degrees Celsius, I've heard.
Oh, my gosh.
What is that, Kelvin? Looking at the drive now, it's pretty light across the board with the one exception, and it's a doozy. It's the traffic alert we have in effect on northbound I-5 trying to get from Tacoma up through Fife and then on up into Federal Way. Still have multiple lanes blocked on the left side of the freeway as you work your way up past Porter Way. This was a car crash involving a couple of cars, threw a bunch of debris all over the place. Then a bunch of cars hit that debris, got flat tires, got damaged, up to 20 cars involved. And so we're dealing with about an hour drive from Tacoma to Federal Way. That's about 45 to 50 minutes longer than it should be. You'll pick up the pace after that. Federal Way to Seattle's only 35. Now, if you wanted to take 512, you can to get around this because whatever we had down the South Hill is dissipated, and we're back to a little bit of yellow on the map. And then you've got about 40 minutes, Puyallup up to Renton. Renton to Bellevue's only 15. Out of the north end, quiet day today, 35 minutes, Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. Traffic brought to you by Seattle Sports. Download the Seattle Sports app and stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams.
Seattle's morning news on KIRO Newsradio.
Thanks for joining us. 7:15. President Trump's push to obtain Greenland is intensifying this week as he demanded a deal to buy the country on Saturday, threatening to slap new tariffs on a group of European nations who are committed to protecting Greenland's autonomy.
Let's bring in News Nation D.C. correspondent Tom Dempsey. These are allies we're talking about, Tom. Can you spell it out for us?
Yeah, absolutely. Good morning. I'm actually at the White House as we speak right now. This tension has really spiked over this whole Greenland issue. A short while ago, News Nation independently confirmed a letter sent by President Donald Trump to the Prime Minister of Norway, where he brought up the Nobel Peace Prize and that he does not necessarily need to lead purely by peace right now. We had the United Kingdom Prime Minister Keir Starmer talking earlier this morning, saying that he believes all this controversy over Greenland could lead to a potential downward spiral in relations between Europe and the United States. So this is still very much evolving right now. To catch our listeners up as far as some of the other big developments, over the weekend, President Trump threatened a 10% tariff on 8 different European countries if no deal can be reached on Greenland by February. And the 8 countries, just so happened, they sent small numbers of troops to Greenland recently, all to boost security there. Denmark's holding military exercises as well in and around the island and trying to boost, NATO's presence in the Arctic region. But here's the thing, too. If there's no deal by June, that tariff rate goes up to 25%. So this tension very much, like I said, spiking even more recently. And it's going to be really interesting to see what happens next because President Trump is actually going to be in Switzerland on Wednesday. He's attending the World Economic Forum, and no doubt this is going to be, front and center for some side talks that could happen at the event there.
How unusual is it for our allies to send troops to a country in order to deter the United States and its military, Tom?
Oh, wow. I mean, yeah, and clearly that was a response to all this this talk that we're hearing from President Trump saying that he wants to acquire Greenland. And, that it was just, I believe it was last Wednesday when it came down, Denmark saying that it was going to be increasing military presence in and around the island, all to boost security there and to better protect the Arctic region. And then you had countries like France, Germany, Sweden, just to name a few, that said, yeah, we'll send a small number of troops as well to the island. But President Trump insists, and his team insists, that there is a national security concern with all this. They believe that, Russia or China could very much target the island in the years ahead, and it has a very crucial spot on the world globe with key air and sea routes around it. So President Trump wants to acquire the island, and he's just not. That's the thing that's kind of surprising me with all this as a D.C. reporter here, is that this isn't just an issue that just comes and goes. He's really leaning into this, President Trump. We told you about that letter to the Norwegian prime minister where he says, I no longer feel purely, motivated by peace right now. I'm no longer obligated to think purely of peace with all this. And the United States needs control of Greenland. So this issue really not going away anytime soon by the looks of it.
Tom, have we heard of any response from the prime minister?
Yeah, so the Norwegian prime minister, Norway is one of those countries that recently sent, I believe, a small number of troops to the island. And President Trump brought up the Nobel Peace Prize. Some of these countries that we're talking about here, targeted with these tariffs, have been contemplating possible retaliatory trade measures. Purely we're talking, essentially like counter tariffs. Reciprocal tariffs, if you will. So again, we're talking about our European allies right here. So it's just crazy to be thinking about all this tension that's currently out there and just where things might go from here.
Are we hearing anything from Congress?
Well, Congress, in particular, Democrats on Capitol Hill, saying that they plan to file legislation, resolutions that strongly condemn this tariff threat from President Trump. And the Democrats believe that some Republicans might even join in on that legislative effort. There was just a trip that happened recently overseas. There was a group, almost around a dozen Congress members, most of them Democrats, but also some Republicans in there. And they held direct talks with leaders from Denmark and leaders from Greenland to sort of reassure them of support from the United States. And it's also worth noting, too, that the foreign ministers of Denmark and Greenland were part of those talks. And they said they want to work alongside the United States and really take on this threat in the Arctic region.
It seems like this has just blown up to topic number one over the past several weeks. What sparked it?
It's President Trump is just really leaning into that. He just really wants to acquire Greenland. This is one of those issues, if I'm being honest, when I first saw it pop up, when I say it almost seemed like a joke. I didn't necessarily know how serious President Trump was. And then, some other big stories kind of replaced that one. And we went a few months really without talking about it. But then it really shot into prominence last week with these renewed talks. The president still not ruling out a potential military takeover of Greenland. And he's talking about wanting to buy the island too. And it's just, so to answer your question, what sort of sparked it? It's just President Trump still leaning into it. Why is it still in the headlines? He's not letting it go. He's still very much leaning into it. And, it's going to be interesting to see what happens in Switzerland later this week when we might see some meetings with the president and European leaders.
Well, one thing we're not talking about is the Epstein files, which were supposed to be released in their entirety by now. I don't think we've had a release since December 23rd. Skeptics in Washington, D.C. say some of this might be a misdirection. Are you hearing much of that from your sources, or what's the mood, I guess I should ask, in the White House about this, the Epstein files, and how it might relate to a lot of action from the White House?
Yeah, I cannot report on anything as far as, is this a red herring or trying to divert attention? I cannot, there's no facts that I can sort of report on that. But certainly I'm sure Democrats in particular might be echoing, sort of that notion of, the Epstein files, the federal government not doing enough to release all the files. And is this sort of that? I can only report on what the president's been saying. We had this letter from addressed to the Norwegian prime minister. And again, just the tension just rising even more with this whole Greenland situation.
All right, Tom. Thanks for helping us sort it out. We appreciate it. News Nation DC correspondent Tom Dempsey.
Tom is so good.
He
Okay,
is.
7:23 now. Time to check traffic where Chris Sullivan is watching the roads.
And we are working with a 4-mile backup now on northbound I-5 as we work our way from the Puyallup River Bridge through Tacoma and up to Fife and to the county line, where we still have the left side of the freeway blocked for this crash and the multiple disabled vehicles that were caught up in this. We had a crash involving a couple of different cars, threw a bunch of debris over the roadway. We had cars go through that debris, pop some tires, get damaged. As many as 20 were involved. And so the right side of the freeway is open now. We have, it looks like 3 lanes open. That's kind of one of those spots where the HOV lane kind of goes off to the right, and we have a little extra room there on the left-hand side. So that's actually kind of advantageous. Problem is, we've got about a 45-minute delay minimum through that area. It's going to take you close to an hour to go from Tacoma to Federal Way, which is pretty nasty. If you want to go up 99, you will save some time, but by the time you get up, past Todd Beamer High School, you're going to see, the traffic at the signal there, but it might be faster. Enchanted Parkway Road is also a pretty good option. We are still seeing some slowing on eastbound 512, though, as maybe that'd be a way that people might get around this. We had an earlier crash down the South Hill, but plan on some delays there. Puyallup to Renton's running around 40 minutes. We have less than 40 to go from Federal Way to Seattle. It's a good thing we're super light today for the holiday, or else this thing could be even worse, if you can imagine it, for those of you that have been stuck in it. Renton to Bellevue is under 20 minutes, which is great. The lake bridges are quiet. Coming down from the north end, no issues at all from Arlington all the way down to Seattle or to Bellevue. Only 35 minutes out of Everett to either one of those destinations. This report brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino. Live professional boxing back with the main event February 6th at the Emerald Queen. Main event powered by WFC February 6th only at the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
Our forecast on your MLK Junior Day, sunshine and 50 after we get through the fog this morning. Same deal for tomorrow. Overnight lows in the low to mid 30s. So Wednesday, partly cloudy. We're going to be dry for the week. Looks like a slight chance of some showers Sunday, but mainly the rain will arrive on Monday. Right now in Seattle, foggy and 32.
On the way, KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey on a Central District stabbing with some disturbing details. And in the 7:35 commentary, sometimes reasonable minds reach across party lines. We'll talk about it on Seattle's Morning News.
This hour is brought to you by CM Heating.
One win away from the Super Bowl.
You stacked plays. It started with a 95-yard. Shaheed to the end zone. Holy catfish.
We play our style of play. Games can look like this often.
The table is set for the NFC Championship game. Sunday at Lumen Field against the Rams. Kickoff at 3:30.
Job's not done.
We're going to do the same thing.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle and the home of the Seahawks. KIRO News Radio.
Hey everyone, Hartley Wilcox here. And I'm Charlie Wilcox from Wilcox Family Farms. Our family's been raising hens and gathering fresh eggs right here for over 100 years.
That's right. Our hens roam free on green pastures, soaking up the sunshine and living their best chicken lives.
We don't do shortcuts. No cages, no chemicals, just honest-to-goodness eggs laid fresh every day.
And when you buy Wilcox eggs, you're not just getting breakfast. You're supporting local farmers like us. Clean food and a family that's been doing it right for generations.
So next time you're at the grocery store,
skip the out-of-state eggs and grab the ones with our name on them.
Wilcox Family Farms. Fresh, local, trusted. Find fresh Wilcox eggs at Costco, Hagen's, or Whole Foods. And for a healthy snack on the go, grab some ready-to-eat hard-boiled eggs in a convenient to-go 2-pack. Wilcox Family Farms eggs, locally fresh since 1909.
Gold demand is skyrocketing to record highs. As more Americans rush to preserve their savings, will there be enough gold? I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and I believe physical gold is the only way to truly protect your 401k or IRA savings. Gold offers tangible security that can't be tracked, stolen, or inflated. That's why I strongly advocate for gold IRAs. To learn more, text the word SECURE to 989898 now. Birch Gold Group will send you a free info kit on gold IRAs. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust, and their thousands of great reviews prove I'm not alone. So don't wait another second. Protect your retirement savings today and see how easy it is to move your IRA or 401k into physical precious metals. Text SECURE to the number 989898 for your free gold IRA info kit. Again, SECURE to 989898.
Message and data rates may apply.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Well, the wet, chilly weather has certainly arrived. It's Mike Salk here, and if your attic and crawl space are well insulated, your home should be fine. Should feel cozy and warm without your furnace having to work overtime. But you'd be surprised to learn how many homes in Western Washington lack insulation in these spaces. It's why you call Crawl Pros. If you're feeling cold drafts or seeing that heating bill spike, now's a great time to learn if you got anything going on behind that crawl space or attic by calling Crawl Pros. They'll come out to your house just like they did to mine, do the corner-to-corner inspection. In my case, they found the problem, showed me the pictures, and then they got it all fixed. Now, if they do discover your home is under or improperly insulated, they'll show you all the utility rebates that are available to help you get the work done correctly. Like if you're a PSE customer and your home was built before 1990, you could get a rebate to cover up to 95% of the cost of the insulation job. If you're worried anything is going on in your crawl space or attic, including critters, water intrusion, mold, plumbing issues, anything, call Crawl Pros and schedule your free corner-to-corner inspection at crawlpros.com.
New siding doesn't have to break the bank. We offer affordable options that add value and protection to your home. This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. And while we're at it, ask about our roofing, windows, decking, and gutter services for even more savings. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free siding inspection. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
I saw her texting, coming up to a stop sign, and so I saw the accident coming, and she T-boned us.
In the blink of an eye, Crystal's life changed when she suffered a severe spinal injury.
The pain was something I had never experienced before in my neck. I got massage therapy. I saw a chiropractor. I was prescribed muscle relaxers so I could sleep. I got depressed. Nothing was relieving the pain.
Drugs, sleepless nights, and depression. Sound familiar? I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist. At Sound Pain Solutions, our treatments include high-dose laser combined with spinal decompression and other comprehensive therapies to rehabilitate damaged discs. We use treatments that are non-surgical, FDA-cleared, drug and pain-free.
I was able to get off my pain medicines, and I was able to sleep through the night, and that was what I was desperate for.
To learn if you're a candidate for our treatment, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025, or click soundpainsolutions.com.
Guys, your New Year goals start now. Get limited time savings on our most popular treatments at Revive Men's Health. Visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com to see if you qualify to save hundreds.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It is 7:31. Seattle police arrested a 12-year-old boy accused of attacking a woman with a screwdriver over the weekend.
Investigators say the boy then stole the victim's purse and ran away. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey joins us live with the details.
Happened Saturday in the Central District at 23rd Avenue South and South Jackson Street. Police say that boy was wearing a hot pink ski mask, ran up to a 43-year-old woman at an Amazon Fresh store, and police say he first hit the woman in the face several times with his hand. Then they say he took that screwdriver and poked her in the face several times. KIRO 7 TV's Dee Dee Sun has more details from there.
We're told he ran to a nearby parking garage to go through the woman's things, and then he went back to her actually and attacked her again. Seattle police say this 12-year-old has had several encounters with them in the past, so officers went to his house and got a search warrant to arrest him.
Yeah, those encounters with him in the past, that ended up, police were chasing him for a bit. He ran away, but they recognized who he was. They knew him, so that's what led to the arrest. That 12-year-old boy is now in a juvenile detention center. Charlie and Manda.
What a night for the Seahawks Saturday, who pummeled the 49ers 41-6. They have advanced to the NFC Championship. This will happen on Sunday night. Kick returner Rashid Shaheed made a dramatic opening kickoff statement. 95-yard kickoff return for a touchdown.
Shaheed at his own 5, across the 10, 15, 20. Cut straight upfield, has a gap, across the 40, midfield 50. Trying to trip him, don't get him. Flag is down. Shaheed to the end zone. Holy catfish! Open the game with a 95-yard touchdown Seahawks.
I have heard that 5 times this morning, and I can't get enough of it. Awesome.
We found out that's the 4th opening kickoff return for a touchdown any NFL playoff game since 2000. Longest postseason kickoff return in Seahawks history.
A lot of people were watching the game at places like Queen Anne Beer Hall. KIRO 7 TV cameras recording the excitement as the Hawks' punishing defense and powerful offense took control of the game. Big win, of course, giving Hawks fans bragging rights.
Seahawks are winning the Super Bowl. End of the story. We're going to win this thing. We're going to the Super Bowl.
Oh, they're going all the way.
You know how I feel about that, right?
You're not wanting to say
I
the words.
fear the jinx.
Don't jinx it, Manda.
Well, here we go again. This weekend, the Hawks will host the Rams Sunday afternoon against the division rival LA Rams. Kickoff 3:30. You can catch all the action right here on KIRO News Radio.
Okay, at 7:33, we head over to Chris Sullivan, where you've just had your hands full on what is generally kind of a light morning.
Yeah, and it's a good thing it is light. Because we've been working with a traffic alert on northbound I-5 in the Fife area all morning long. Early this morning, we had a couple of cars get tangled up going northbound on I-5 right as you got north of Porter Way, and they threw a bunch of debris all over the roadway. And then a bunch of cars hit that debris, a variety of damage to those cars, popped tires, things like that. Up to 20 cars were involved in this thing. And at the height, we had a backup that extended all the way back to the Tacoma Dome. Now that they've opened a couple of lanes past this on the right side of the freeway, it should be getting better. But our driver, Ken, just told me it took him 90 minutes to go from the Puyallup River Bridge to the scene of the crash.
That's terrible.
And that was a lot of that when he was in it early was when only one lane was open. Now there are 3 open. But either way, massive delays in that area getting through that as they continue to work with this. You can take 99 and you will save some time. You can take SR 161 as well to get around this and jump back on 18 and you will be fine because it is quiet. It's the MLK holiday. Federal Way to Seattle's under 40 minutes. Valley Freeway about 40. Even Renton to Bellevue is quiet. Coming down to the north end, no issues. 35 minutes or less from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. This report brought to you by Northwest Hope and Healing. Join Northwest Hope and Healing for Cork Fork and support, an afternoon of wine tasting and inspiration. Get your tickets now for the January 31st event at nwhopeandhealing.org.
Our forecast, very chilly to start the day. We're going to see sunshine, though, and a high of 50. Nick Allard of KIRO 7 says we might be able to see the northern lights tonight. Overnight low about 34. Tomorrow, same deal. Fog in the morning, sunshine in the afternoon, and a high of 50. Wednesday, partly cloudy. We're going to stay only in the upper 40s on Wednesday. Right now in Seattle, it's foggy and 32.
Seattle's tradition for news and conversation. This is Seattle's Morning News with Charlie Harger and Manda Factor.
And it's time for the 7:35 commentary. Seinfeld called it in the 90s.
Hey, the super's in my bathroom changing my shower head. Have they changed your shower head?
No, he's doing mine next. They're low flow, you know.
Low flow? Well, I don't like the sound of that. Jerry! Jerry! These showers are horrible. There's no pressure. I can't get the shampoo out of my hair. Me either. If I don't have a good shower, I am not myself. I feel weak and ineffectual. I'm not Kramer.
Well, last week, Congresswoman Marie Gluesenkamp-Perez stepped up for her people. The Shower Act, yes, that's a real acronym, the Saving Homeowners from Overregulation with Exceptional Rinsing Act. And yes, Congress spent actual time on this. It passed the House January 13th, rolling back Biden-era water efficiency rules that capped how much water your shower head can push out. The federal limit has been 2.5 gallons per minute total, even if you have one of those fancy multi-nozzle setups. The bill says let each nozzle do its own thing. It passed 226 to 197. 11 Democrats crossed the aisle to vote yes, and Gluesenkamp-Perez was one of them. Look, I get it. Some parts of the country need to conserve water. California has been rationing since before I was born. Arizona is basically a cautionary tale with cacti. But Southwest Washington, the district Gluesenkamp-Perez represents, the good people of Ocean Shores are not experiencing a water shortage. It rains 9 months a year. They are trying to figure out what to do with all that water. And yet, they are living under the same restrictions as Phoenix. I'll be honest with you. One of the first things I do when I buy a new shower head is I pop out the flow restrictor. Just a little plastic disc standing between me and adequate water pressure. Gone! I may have even ventured into the dark corners of Temu looking for contraband, full flow heads shipped direct from China. That's basically the dark web, right? I'm up there with Anonymous now. Hacker voice. I'm in. My crimes aside, here's what I appreciate about Gluesenkamp-Perez. She doesn't seem to care much about the party line when the party line doesn't make sense for her district. She represents people who would like to rinse the shampoo out of their hair in under 45 minutes. This isn't a culture war thing. It's a does this policy make sense thing? And the answer for Southwest Washington is no, it doesn't. We talk a lot about how Congress is broken, how everything's partisan, how nobody thinks for themselves anymore. And when you get a vote like this, not exactly the most consequential bill in American history, sure, but 11 Democrats looked at it and said, yeah, this is actually pretty reasonable. I don't agree with Gluesenkamp-Perez on everything. I don't have to, but I can appreciate a lawmaker who seems to ask, does this make sense for my people, before checking what the party memo says. More of that, please, from both sides of the aisle. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have another Temu order to track. And that's a commentary for Monday, January 19th, 2026. You can text us 888-973-5476 or leave a comment at mynorthwest.com.
Such a rule breaker.
I know.
You pop out the restrictor?
Why do you hate the environment so much? You're just evil.
7:39. How are things looking in Fife?
Pretty evil. Yeah, it's nasty. We have massive delays getting up through the Fife area. Still have a couple of lanes blocked for a crash early this morning. We'll talk about it coming up next.
Be there when the Seahawks make history.
Hello!
KIRO Newsradio's giving away 2 tickets to the NFC Championship game.
Oh, my word!
Sunday against LA at Lumen Field.
I can't tell you how pumped I am to see what the 12s bring.
Download the KIRO Newsradio app and click the Win tab to enter. You can enter once per day, so the more you enter, the better your odds.
This should be fun.
Enter daily now through Wednesday, January 21st. Contest rules at mynorthwest.com/win.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like rugs. People say a rug would really bring the room together. And sure, you don't know what that means, but it sounds important. Suddenly you're using words like jute and sisal. Then you see the price and lose it, because how can the thing you walk and spill on cost so much? So you devote your life to taking down Big Rug. But then you remember that switching your home and auto to Progressive could save you hundreds. So, looks like Big Rug is safe. For now. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
My Lowe's Pro Rewards members go big during Lowe's Pro Savings Days. Get member volume discounts plus an extra 5% off eligible orders with a quote of $2,000 or more. Plus, buy more and save more with up to 25% off DWV pipes when you spend $250 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 123. Exclusions, more terms and restrictions apply. Can't be combined with any contract or special pricing. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit the Pro Desk or Lowe's.com/terms for more details. Subject to change.
All right, here's a quick confession. The reason Nick, my wife, is going to Longevity Medical Clinic is because why?
I got sick of watching you sleep at night when I was awake.
Wait a minute. Wait. Here's what would happen. I'd be asleep because I've got my hormones balanced thanks to Longevity Medical Clinic. I'm asleep, and then Nick would go, "Are you asleep? Are you sleeping? That's not fair. I can't sleep." I'm like, "So you're going to wake me up?"
Yes, because I didn't want you to have more energy than I would the next day, and I was up all night.
So what did I say to you? I said, so go to the Longevity Medical Clinic. Do the same thing I did. Get your hormones balanced. You'll sleep sleep better, right?
And I did.
Right. You don't have to wake me up anymore and go, it's not fair that you're sleeping.
I know.
But didn't you see that it wasn't fair that you were waking me up?
Yes, because now you're the one taking the dogs out because I'm still asleep in the morning.
We're both getting good night's sleep. We're both getting lots of energy, and we're happy.
You want me to tell you why? Because my hormones are now balanced.
Okay, I don't want to hear about your hormones right now. So be like Nick and get a free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
At Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation, we know the key to a long-lasting roof is yearly maintenance. Need an inspection, repair, restoration, moss removal, or just a cleanup? You can trust Guardian's licensed, insured, and expertly trained team. We offer free estimates, second opinions, and financing, giving you the peace of mind your home deserves. Call today. Our first-time customers can save $99 on our award-winning roof repair and cleaning service. Visit us at guardianroofing.com.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit buckys.com.
7:43 now. Let's check in with Chris Sullivan for traffic.
And the backup is getting better. The delays are getting better. It's just going to take a little bit of time. On northbound I-5, where we've been dealing with this traffic alert for several hours, a couple of cars tangled up, left some debris. As many as 20 cars were damaged in this whole accident scene there north of Fife. They're getting up to Porter Way right at the county line. We still have a backup that extends to about Porter Tacoma Road, not all the way to the Puyallup River Bridge. Still have about, my best guesstimate is a 45-minute delay, maybe a little bit better than that, now that 3 right lanes are open in the scene. So that's positive, but it's going to take you about 50 minutes to go from Tacoma to Federal Way, maybe a little under. I mean, it's kind of changing right now as the volume is going through. Again, it's a good thing it's the MLK holiday. There are very few people on the road today total. Once you get through that, you're going to have under 40 minutes into Seattle. We're barely seeing any braking going past I-90 into downtown. So that's really positive. If you want to go on the Valley Freeway, it's not in bad shape at all. Only 40 minutes or less to go from end to end. Even 99 has some capacity, as does, the SR 161 there going up past the Enchanted Parkway, working your way there. So, we'll get there. But boy, it's rough. Renton to Bellevue is only 15 minutes. Out of the north end, no issues today, even with the loss of the express lanes. So that's pretty good on southbound 5. So 35 minutes or less from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. Lake bridges are quiet. This report brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino. Live professional boxing is back. Main event February 6th at the Emerald Queen. Main event powered by WFC February 6th only at the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
Our forecast, it's going to be a nice day once the fog lifts. We'll see sunshine headed for a high of 54 today. Tomorrow looks pretty much the same. Overnight lows in the low to mid 30s. And then on Wednesday, we won't get out of the 40s. 47 the expected high with partly cloudy skies. Right now it's foggy and 32 in Seattle.
Coming up, another big scheme involving sports betting. CBS Justice correspondent Scott McFarland has the latest. That's on the way on Seattle's Morning News.
Be there when the Seahawks make history. KIRO Newsradio's giving away 2 tickets to the NFC Championship game.
Oh, my word!
Sunday against LA at Lumen Field.
I can't tell you how pumped I am to see what the 12s bring.
Download the KIRO Newsradio app and click the Win tab to enter. You can enter once per day, so the more you enter, the better your odds.
This should be fun.
Enter daily now through Wednesday, January 21st. Contest rules at mynorthwest.com/win.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice. DayandNight.net. Day and Night gives you a free furnace or water heater with installation of an AC or heat pump.
If you're not sure your furnace will make it through another winter, call us to install a proper, long-lasting, efficient heating system backed by our lifetime workmanship guarantee, so you won't be left out in the cold.
Install an AC or heat pump and get a free furnace or water heater from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. DayandNight.net.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
For nearly 50 years, over 90,000 homeowners have trusted Home Comfort Alliance, including me. John Curley here. Save up to $2,000 on a new Lennox heating and cooling system. Schedule your free consultation at homecomfortalliance.com. Call the comfort people at Home Comfort Alliance.
Cold is leaking and rats are moving and mold is creeping and water seeping in. It's hard to be a homeowner, we know.
Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com.
This is the city's longest-running radio news show, Seattle's Morning News on KIRO Newsradio.
7:48 now. Last Thursday, U.S. Attorney David Metcalf announced charges against 26 people in connection with an alleged bribery and point-shaving scheme to fix NCAA Division I men's basketball games and Chinese Basketball Association games.
Once again, we bring in CBS Justice correspondent Scott McFarlane. Scott, break this down for us. What exactly is point shaving?
Well, this is when somebody takes a dive and underperforms deliberately to help gamblers ensure that they win their bets. According to this provocative and incredibly wide-ranging case, there were literally dozens of college basketball games in 2024, 2 seasons ago, in which players were gotten to by gamblers and tanked their own performance. They shaved points so that the gamblers would win and the players would get payouts, bribes for doing so, between $10,000 and $30,000. It's at more than a dozen schools across the country where these players played and where these games were. And what's alleged here by the feds is that these gamblers executed a conspiracy that managed to involve Division I major program college basketball players.
Do we know what teams, what players these were?
We know in some cases, yes. They're generally speaking the lower half of Division I college basketball. And there's a reason for that, and I'll explain in a moment. Among the teams that have been implicated with certain players, Tulane in Louisiana, DePaul in Illinois, Nichols State. These are smaller universities, but they play Division I basketball. They play on television. According to the charging documents here, the players did so without knowledge of the rest of their teams or the administration or the coaches, but that the gamblers knew to get to them and bribe them. Now, why would you go for the lesser programs? Why wouldn't you go to the University of Washington? Why wouldn't you go to UCLA or USC? Well, several reasons, but one of which is that $10,000 bribes may not move the meter with an elite Division I player who's already making several $100,000 for his performance. The smaller schools may be more impacted by 5-digit bribes.
What kind of money are we talking about here, Scott?
For the gamblers, I mean, you're guaranteed a victory in the betting. You can make yourself many tens of thousands of dollars, so much that you can pay the bribes to the players and still execute a scheme that enriches yourself. These are federal crimes. This is conspiracy. This is wire fraud. This is bribery. You're talking about prison terms between 5 and 20 years if convicted as a maximum on those charges. I expect the first set of arraignments to be Thursday, and this is all being prosecuted by the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Pennsylvania, which all these cases now go through Philadelphia.
I was kind of surprised last week to find this out, Scott, that sports gambling, sports betting in most of Washington state is illegal, except on the tribes and reservations that have gambling licenses. However, there's this loophole in Washington where you can bet on these sites that are like Kalshi and a couple others that are you're still able to bet, which I was unaware of, which brings me to the point, like, how big is sports betting now, and how rife is it with this sort of peril of gambling and people wanting to do bad things with the gambling money?
It's a real wedge issue. It's interesting you bring it up that way because it was legalized 8 years ago after a Supreme Court ruling. Most every state has found a way to not only allow it in their states, but to regulate it and operate it and take a cut of the money. Washington state's a little different than other states across the country in that way. But the proponents of this are arguing is that cases like this, where point shaving and schemes are exposed, including the case we heard a few weeks ago involving Major League Baseball pitchers and a case prior to that involving NBA players, the advocates say this shows the system's working, that legalized sports gambling puts checks and balances in place so you can catch and stop suspicious bets. If you didn't have it legalized, this stuff would happen anyhow. It would all be in the black market. Critics are going to argue, you put this kind of money into college athletics and you put kids involved, you're going to have all kinds of vulnerabilities for kids to take bribes and to change their performance on the court accordingly. I think this is going to remain a very visceral and divisive issue.
Switching gears real quick, I learn something every time I check your X feed at McFarland News, and you have a video on there explaining one of President Trump's high-profile pardons that happened over the weekend. What can you tell us?
The former governor of Puerto Rico, has been pardoned in her, speaking of bribes, bribery case, in fraud case. This is the latest in a series of Trump supporting political leaders who received pardons from Trump in his first year, from Congressman George Santos to the Chris Lees, the reality show TV stars who were ardently pro-Trump, to many others. In this case, Ms. Vasquez, the former governor of Puerto Rico, got a sweetheart plea deal from the Trump administration when they took over the Department of Justice. Now she has just flat out had her slate cleaned. There are obvious concerns with all the pardons the president's issued, and the real change in pardons over the last 365 days, where people are being pardoned before they've been sentenced, before they make restitution, show remorse, and complete their obligations. That's usually how pardons are done. That has changed since January 19th, 2025.
CBS Justice correspondent Scott McFarland. Scott, thanks for your time this morning.
Thank you.
It's 7:53. We need to get to Sully for an update on traffic.
Well, we're getting better on northbound I-5. It's going to take a little while whenever you get 20 cars tangled up. Yeah, 20 cars, northbound 5 and 5. It's going to take a little while, but 3 of the lanes are open now. Travel time is about 45 minutes from Tacoma to Federal Way, still about a half an hour to 35 minutes behind schedule, but we're getting there. The rest of the map, though, is quiet and super light because of the holiday. Once you get through that backup, you're going to have about 35 minutes from Federal Way to Seattle. Valley Freeway has about 40 minutes because there are some brake lights in and out of the Auburn area, also at the north end, but Renton to Bellevue is only 15, so that's a great travel time there. Across the lake, no problems for you guys. And coming down from the north end, super quiet as well. Even nothing past the forced merge now on southbound I-5 in Northgate, where we have the express lanes closed for construction. So we only have 35 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. And northbound I-5 across the Ship Canal Bridge, where we do have the 2 lanes blocked. No issues for you guys so far this morning. This report brought to you by the KIRO Newsradio App. You can text app to 888-973-5476. Download the KIRO Newsradio App, listen to your favorite shows, and get the latest news and updates right to your phone.
We're starting with thick fog and spots and temperatures below freezing. We are heading for a high of 50 with sunshine in the afternoon today, and the next few days should be a similar pattern. So stays dry through the NFC Championship game. Right now in Seattle, it's foggy and 31.
Did you say championship game?
Sunday.
Luke Ducey's going to have more on that coming up here on Seattle's Morning News.
One win away from the Super Bowl.
You stacked plays. It started with a 95-yard. Shaheed to the end zone. Holy catfish.
We play our style of play. Games can look like this often.
The table is set for the NFC Championship game. Sunday at Lumen Field against the Rams. Kickoff at 3:30.
Job's not done. We're going to do the same thing.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle and the home of the Seahawks. KIRO News Radio.
Every season is a little bit different here in Washington, but I'll tell you what, the amount of rain never seems to change in the winter, and we have sure gotten a ton of it this season. All that rain, all that water, it's all got to go somewhere. And if it makes its way into your crawl space, that's when it can create all sorts of problems, including real structural damage, which could really affect your home. But more importantly, for the health of your family, the water in that crawl space could create toxic mold, and that has serious health repercussions. Thankfully, we have Crawl Pros. They can come in and keep your crawl space dry, install a sump pump and drainage, and reroute that water back out and away from your home. They'll also take care of any mold that may have been created. Don't take the risk. It's too important. The best way to learn if you have any water is to ask Crawl Pros to visit your home and inspect your crawl space for free. Crawl Pros will go where you don't want to. So if you're worried about water damage, mold, insulation issues, or anything else related to your crawl space or attic, call Crawl Pros or visit crawlpros.com.
With Progressive Snapshot, you could save on auto insurance rates by driving safely, which is nice because you can just keep doing you. So keep on using that broken phone charger because it occasionally works. Keep quoting something you heard on a podcast as your own. Keep ignoring your sister's texts while you drive and after. And when baggage claim says, have a great trip, keep on saying, you too. And keep driving safely. And you could save with Snapshot from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. You know, the big wireless companies say they have discounts for people over 55. But unless you're willing to sit on hold and ask, you're probably paying more than you should. At Consumer Cellular, there's nothing to hunt down. We're built for people 50 plus with plans starting at just $20. And our 100% US-based customer service actually answers the phone. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today and get your second month free for a limited time.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
I got to tell you something, Nick. I have really noticed a difference in your energy level since you started going to the Longevity Medical Clinic.
And you know why?
Why?
Because they actually balanced my hormone levels. And when they do that, the largest change I noticed was that now I could sleep.
And then not only get more sleep, they just get more energy, right?
Right. So that all of a sudden that resulted in me, I started running again and doing all these things that I felt so fatigued throughout the day that I couldn't do anymore.
Okay, so at this point, do you want to apologize to me? Because I was always saying to you, every time you say, I don't sleep, I don't feel well, I feel kind of off, I go, well, you need to get in touch with Longevity Medical Clinic. And you're always like, blah, 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 blah.
I know. But now it's turned into something fun that we get to go in together.
So I need to hear, you were right.
You were right.
You were right. I should have gone to Longevity Medical Clinic.
I should have.
There we go. Fine.
Yes.
You know the right thing to do. Get in touch with Longevity Medical Clinic. Take the free health analysis at lmclinic.com.
A new year means more than just a clean calendar. It's new goals, opportunities, and fresh momentum for your business. Are you with the right bank to set you up for success? WaFd Bank has you covered with free business checking, credit cards, lines of credit, and other services to move your business forward. WaFd offers the latest in payment processing and cash flow tools for just the right fit to meet your goals. Plus, WaFd Bank is an SBA preferred lender. WaFd Bank, built for business. Visit wafdbank.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Loan subject to credit approval. Non-sufficient funds charges may apply.
Clogged gutters? Not anymore. K-Guard by Guardian keeps leaves out, water flowing, and your home protected year-round. No maintenance, no rust, just lasting peace of mind. Guardian Roofing, the original Make Your Roof Last company. Visit guardianroofing.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Steve Kathan. European officials say President Trump linked his push to take Greenland to the decision last year not to award him the Nobel Peace Prize. In a letter to Norway's Prime Minister, CBS's Natalie Brand.
The president will come face to face with a number of these European leaders and allies who are pushing back against this talk of taking over Greenland and the subsequent tariff threats this weekend. Diplomats speaking to CBS News this weekend said that there's a sense of frustration and alienation and also a worry that this could be a breaking point. But there's also, it appears, a desire to see if face-to-face conversations could de-escalate some of these tensions.
And there's a new analysis of the Trump tariffs.
I'm Vicki Barker at the Foreign Desk. Despite President Trump's claims to the contrary, a respected German think tank says Americans, not foreigners, are bearing almost the entire cost of his tariffs. Of the $200 billion raised in additional tariff revenue, the Kiel Institute for the World Economy estimates 96% was actually paid by U.S. consumers or importers, not the foreign producers, forecasting a resulting rise in inflation.
Well, President Trump has endorsed a potential GOP primary challenger to Louisiana Senator Bill Cassidy. At times, Cassidy has been at odds with the president. CBS's Caitlin Huey-Burns is on Capitol Hill.
This is a president who we well know holds grudges pretty dearly. And he has encouraged Julie Letlow, who is a congresswoman who has been toying with the idea of running, but wasn't really going to get in until Trump endorsed her. And last night, he put out that Truth Social saying that he wants her to run instead of Cassidy.
In Spain, there are fears the death toll will rise. 39 are known dead after a high-speed train collision.
There were people screaming and all the suitcases fell on top of people's heads.
A passenger describing the scene. More than 150 others were injured, 12 critically. Prince Harry returning to a British court for the high-profile case against the publisher of the Daily Mail. CBS's Ramy Inocencio.
King Charles's second son is one of 7 high-profile claimants, including music legend Sir Elton John and his husband David Furnish, model Elizabeth Hurley, actress Sadie Frost, a baroness, and a former British lawmaker. The defendant, Associated Newspapers, owner of some of the UK's most influential tabloids, accused of a sweeping pattern of illegal information gathering, hiring private investigators to hack phones and access private medical and bank records.
Wall Street, the Dow is down 83 points. This is CBS News.
Follow and listen to CBS News Roundup on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
8:03 Monday morning. We check in with Chris Sullivan for traffic.
And it's been a very rough day for those of you trying to come up from the Tacoma area on northbound I-5 on what should be a very quiet day because of the MLK Jr. holiday. But we've been working with this crash right near Porter Way, right by the county line, coming up out of Fife, that involved at one point up to 20 different cars that were damaged from the debris from an earlier crash. And so we, for most of the morning, had only one lane open. Right now we have three right lanes are open, and the backup is getting much better. It's now from kind of just centered north of the Port of Tacoma Road up to the scene. So we're back down to about 45 minutes from Tacoma to Federal Way, but still about a 30-minute delay. But once you get through that, you're going to be okay because it is light the rest of the way on up. You're really not going to tap the brakes all the way into Seattle. 35 minutes from Federal Way there. Northbound 167, a little braking in Sumner, a little bit in Auburn, but overall under 40 minutes again from Puyallup to Renton is great. Only 15, Renton to Bellevue. Olympia to Tacoma is only 35, and nothing out of the north end. 35 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. This report brought to you by Northwest Hope and Healing. Join Northwest Hope and Healing for Cork, Fork, and Support, an afternoon of wine tasting and inspiration. Get your tickets now for January 31st at nwhopeandhealing.org.
Good morning. It is the Monday, January 19th, 2026, Martin Luther King Day edition of Seattle's Morning News. I'm Charlie Harger with Manda Factor.
It was total domination at Lumen Fields. The Seahawks blew out the Niners 41-6 Saturday, securing home field advantage in the NFC Championship.
Not a bad game. Here's KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey with a recap and more on what to expect.
Not bad. It's okay. Yeah,
I'll take it.
Pretty cool. Hey, let's all play a game of where were you for the opening kickoff of the game. I was FaceTiming with my daughter. She's down in college in Colorado. She's wearing her Bobby Wagner jersey with all of her friends, and I told her I just started screaming, they scored a touchdown, and she went nuts. They all went nuts. So that was me. I think Sully's going to have the worst response.
Yeah.
Maybe Amanda's going to have the best of your last, Amanda. Charlie, what about you?
I was at a friend's house in Hobart watching the game on their big screen, and we were going nuts.
David?
I was cleaning cake and cannolis off of my daughter's face for her first birthday party, and then was watching later in the game.
But you went nuts, I'm sure, right?
Oh, I mean, was going nuts certainly later in the game, but didn't actually get to watch that kick return live.
That was
unfortunately.
Oh, that's okay. Sully.
I was standing outside the Angel of the Winds Arena in Everett, waiting for Ted Beener to finish dinner to come over so we could go into to watch the Silvertips play.
Were you watching on your phone or anything?
I was watching. I had the game cast on. I tried to watch, but because of the stupid rules, I couldn't watch my Xfinity account because I'm out of my home Wi-Fi. Whatever. So I was watching the game cast, and I was like,
"Did the Tips
what?
win?"
Oh yeah, 4-1. But yeah, I was like, "What? 6-1?" Why? Then all of a sudden, the text line with our Seattle's Morning News group started going crazy. But yeah,
all right, Amanda,
I'm
you're
just
the winner.
saying, 13 seconds is all it took to put on the scoreboard what they needed to win. Right? It was just nuts. It was electric. That first run was like, you've got to be kidding me. And it was almost confusing because it was just at the beginning of the game and people are still bringing their food to their seats. And it was amazing. And I still have a sore throat.
Getting the beer and the garlic. Do they have garlic fries there? I don't even know. I don't eat those.
Yeah, I avoid them now.
Only Mariners. That's a Mariners thing. So, but if you didn't know, Rashid Shaheed took it to the house. Here's Steve Rabel on the call.
Shaheed at his own 5, across the 10, 15, 20. Cuts straight upfield, has a gap, across the 40, midfield 50. Try to trip him, don't get him. Flag is down. Shaheed to the end zone. Holy catfish!
Timed it perfectly with our YouTube feed as well. There's a replay on it, and I want to tell you that it literally shook the ground. The Pacific Northwest Seismic Network. They put meters all around the stadium, and when that place just went nuts, actually shook the ground, folks. It was recorded. I've got that video. You can watch it again on our YouTube feed, but also you can go to my X account as well. I've got it there. Hawks defense was light out as well, held running back Christian McCaffrey to 35 yards rushing. They also caused 2 fumbles, and this Brock Purdy interception by who else? Ernest Jones.
Has time, dumps it over the middle. Ball is intercepted, and it is Jones at the 45-yard line who takes it away from the tight end.
And for the Hawks, Kenneth Walker, unstoppable, ran for 116 yards and 3 touchdowns. Here was his last touchdown, sealing the deal, 41-6.
The handoff, Walker, he's coming back to the right side. He is going to score! Touchdown, Seahawks! Ken Walker III skips in around the right side.
And after the game, the 12s went crazy.
Seahawks are winning the Super Bowl. End of the story. We're going to win this thing. We're going to the Super Bowl.
Oh, they're going all the way.
All right, so I went way over. I wasted a lot of time there, but I got to tell you, I'm Seahawks crazy. I think all you are too. Yeah. Kickoff Sunday, 3:30 this afternoon. We got to do it all over again, folks, against the LA Rams. Let's go, Hawks.
All right, Luke. It's 8:08 now. There were frightening moments Saturday at the Thunderbirds hockey game in Kent. A player collapsed on the ice, and he needed CPR in front of thousands of stunned fans.
Defenseman Joe Gramer went headfirst into the boards after a hit by a Portland Winterhawks player. Trainers from both teams rushed to help as the crowd watched in shock. Gramer was taken off the ice on a stretcher and rushed to the hospital. He was released later that night. The team says all major brain and spine concerns have been ruled out. The Portland player was ejected from the game.
A snowplow driver is recovering after a semi slammed into his plow on I-90. KIRO 7 TV reports a crash happened Saturday near Kittitas. Troopers say the semi driver was under the influence when he rear-ended the plow. Impact sent the plow into the median. It rolled over. The plow driver taken to a hospital in Ellensburg, later released. State DOP calls the crash inexcusable, and they remind drivers not to crowd or pass plows while they're working.
Keeping you informed since 1974. This is the city's longest-running radio news show.
Seattle's Morning News on KIRO Newsradio.
Sam is going to roll left. Looking. Sam throws. Back of the end zone. Is it caught inbounds? It is! Touchdown! Seahawks! Far back corner of the end zone. Guess who? It is number 11, Jackson Smith in Jigba.
The best in the world, according to G.
G's going to be joining us a little later at 8:45. We're going to get some of his insights to the game and what to look for.
Everything about it was awesome. The halftime show, Lil Jon.
I was about to say, this bump reminds me. How was Lil Jon?
Like, I didn't leave our seats once. I couldn't. I was glued to everything, including the halftime show.
Okay. Well, we've got one more to go here in town. Let's hope it's a good one. Seattle's Morning News. Thanks for being here on the 19th of January. Charlie Harger, Manda Factor. That was producer David Burbank. Sully's in the studio. Luke Ducey is out in the newsroom along with Jonah Oakleaf. And we have Nick Gracia picking the music today and running the board.
And coming up this hour, Crime and Punishment, weekly check-in with the King County Prosecutor's Office. This week, a special emphasis on the prevalence of sex trafficking in the county and what lawmakers in Olympia are being asked to do about it.
It's Seattle's Morning News. A Washington congresswoman is calling for Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem to be removed from office. Democratic Representative Emily Randall of Bremerton traveled to Minnesota on Friday for a hearing on federal immigration enforcement. She spoke at a memorial for Renee Good, the woman shot and killed by ICE agents.
Bad behavior begins at the top. If we want to ensure all individuals are treated with dignity, we have to ensure that there is competent leadership in place, and I have zero faith in Secretary Noem.
Randall is a co-sponsor of articles of impeachment against Noem. Trump administration insists the immigration sweeps are needed to arrest criminals who are here illegally. The Justice Department is now investigating Minnesota officials, including Governor Tim Walz and Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey, for allegedly conspiring to impede federal immigration agents.
Business owners in Seattle's Chinatown International District say they have had enough after another deadly shooting. One man was killed, 3 hurt early Saturday morning outside a hookah lounge on 8th Avenue South. Melissa Miranda owns a restaurant across the street. She told KIRO 7 TV her building was damaged by gunfire.
This is the first time we've been hit, but all the businesses on this corner have been hit by bullet holes before.
Mayor Katie Wilson says police will investigate with every available tool. No arrests have been made.
Well, let's get a check on the weather now at 8:12. Here is KIRO 7 TV meteorologist Nick Allard.
It's a cold morning this morning with temps in the 20s and 30s. We've had some fog out there as well. The fog will lift, and by late morning, we are going to see some sunshine and beautiful weather. Just cold in the meantime, and then it's mostly sunny and highs at around 50. Got a decent potential to see the northern lights overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, and then during the day we're also going to see, even overnight, a little more cloud cover. So fog than sun, but just a little more cloud cover tomorrow and Wednesday, and even more Thursday, Friday. Each day in the 40s mainly, and then this weekend looks dry with a lot of clouds, but it looks like we are going to see some rain, probably holding off until Monday. So as of now, Hawks game looks dry.
Right now in Seattle, we have clouds, and it's 33.
It's 8:13, time for traffic. We do that every 10 minutes on the 3s. Take it away, Sully.
And we are still working with our crash on northbound I-5 and 5. Backup getting a lot better now that most of everybody has kind of moved through the scene. We have the HOV lane and the left general purpose lane blocked as we get up past Porter Way, and that's because of a crash from early this morning, and they're still dealing with some of the aftermath of the debris. A lot of my drivers who've gone through this says there's a lot of fluid and other stuff on the roads that they're going to have to take care of. But the backup is getting much better. It's really just right there through Fife around the corner past the scene, back down to about 40 minutes from Tacoma to Federal Way, so only about a 25-minute delay, maybe even less than that now that everything's kind of moved through, so not too bad. 99 you can still use to get up to Highway 18 and get on the freeway there if you want to avoid it. Once you get through this backup, it's going to be an easy drive. We have very light volumes today. Federal Way to Seattle is only 35 minutes. We're under 40 from Puyallup to Renton. Little braking in Pacific, but that's about it. And then Renton to Bellevue, only 15 minutes. Lake bridges are quiet coming down from the north end. No problems for you guys. Only 35 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Everett to Bellevue. KIRO Newsradio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Reliable, refreshing, and ready every morning. Seattle's Morning News.
Every Monday, we bring in Casey McNerthney from the King County Prosecutor's Office for Crime and Punishment. And Casey, you have brought guests with you today.
I have. We have Brayla McGinnis and Alex Voorhees, who are the senior deputy prosecutors for the King County Prosecutor's Office, who handle the human trafficking cases on Aurora and throughout the county.
Let's dive right in. It's nice to have both of you. Brayla, what is the situation currently on Aurora?
Oh, thank you for having us. The situation currently on Aurora is, for lack of a better term, truly a crisis, where we are seeing disproportionately impacted communities, specifically our BIPOC and LGBTQ plus communities, being severely harmed by buyers and pimps and traffickers throughout our county at the hands of sexual exploitation.
Alex, we use the term human trafficking all the time. Can you just make it super simple?
Sure.
Under state law, human trafficking is the crime of commercial sexual exploitation, where if you're talking about an adult victim, it requires that we establish that force, fraud, or coercion was used to compel that individual to engage in commercial sex work. It also applies to labor trafficking. Brayla and I specialize specifically in the sex trafficking side of that statute. If we're talking about crimes involving juveniles, you do not need to prove the force, fraud, or coercion, simply that the person being trafficked was a juvenile.
Brayla, you said it has reached crisis level.
Yes.
How does it compare to, say, 10 years ago? What qualifies as crisis level?
What I would say qualifies as a crisis level is that, things have not necessarily gotten better, and we have spoken with many survivors and law enforcement officers, and the cases that come across our desk remain very violent, remain very prolific and harmful with regards to psychological and physical and sexual violence. And over the summers, we see, unfortunately, a spike, specifically with regards to juvenile victims. School is out, everyone is outside, and so unfortunately, Ms. Voorhees and I have quite a few children who are at risk of being exploited or missing throughout the summer months. And if you talk with survivors or other service providers, some have even counted 40 to 60 bodies on Aurora Avenue walking the track or the blade. And law enforcement is telling us that they are picking up 2 to 3 children off the track each week.
Alex, who are the traffickers?
The traffickers are individuals who are seeking to make a profit off the backs of individuals that are vulnerable and ripe for exploitation. We find that our traffickers target individuals who have substance use or mental health disorders for exploitation. We also find, with respect to our juveniles, instability in homes, kids in the foster care system, runaways are all easy targets for traffickers. And our traffickers are really good at what they do. They are masters of the art of manipulation. One of the terms that we use that Brayla was talking about is selling the dream. And these guys are masters at selling the dream. They will find someone who's vulnerable, maybe a kid who's not getting along with their parents, doesn't feel love and support at home, has self-esteem issues, doesn't feel good about themselves or their body, make them promises that, come be with me and we're going to take on the world together and you're going to have Gucci shoes and I'm going to drive a Maserati and we're going to have all of these fancy things and live this amazing life. And people are susceptible to that, the glamour that is promised. But the reality behind that is really brutal exploitation of juveniles and adults throughout our community. Not only are they subjected to violence at the hands of their traffickers, for instance, many traffickers insist that the women or girls working for them make a quota every day. They're not allowed to stop walking the track or posting ads and going to dates with strange men until they make a certain amount of money for the day. If you don't make your quota, drugs are withheld, you're beaten, you're threatened, you're raped, you're called horrible names. And it's a really vicious cycle because the first rule of the game, don't talk. Ugh. Don't cooperate with law enforcement. You don't have a pimp. I'm your boyfriend. You're doing this voluntarily. There's any number of things that it's almost like brainwashing or programming that happens. And it makes it really difficult for people to escape the life, to get out of the world of prostitution. If we're talking about an average age of entry for individuals into commercial sex work, studies are telling us that it's between the ages of 13 and 15.
It just makes my stomach turn.
So if you're 13 years old, you're not living in your home with your parents. You're living out of hotels, motels, or an apartment with your trafficker, not going to school, not doing the things that you need to be able to move forward in life as a thriving adult.
Yeah.
You are subjected to psychological and physical and sexual abuse. We find that survivors suffer PTSD at rates similar to military veterans, combat military veterans. Higher levels of traumatic brain injury. There's a study out of Colorado that says that the mortality rate for individuals in commercial sex work is 200% higher than it is for the average population. And so even if these kids or young women want to get out of the life, they don't have the life skills to do that. They don't have a driver's license. They don't have a high school diploma or a GED. And they're caught in this world of dependence on their pimp or trafficker. And it's a really vicious cycle.
So what is being done in Olympia by lawmakers to tackle this issue?
So we currently are pushing a bill that is set for a hearing in the Public Safety Committee next Tuesday at 4 p.m. in Olympia, House Bill 1265. And as I mentioned, buyers cause a lot of harm, and they are a huge part of this cycle of violence that Ms. Voorhees has described. And that bill would seek to first and foremost protect survivors, as the current legislative format for buyers is significantly low. It is only a simple misdemeanor to buy another human being in the state of Washington. It is more of a crime, as Ms. Voorhees will elaborate. I will let her go ahead.
It's a higher penalty to steal a candy bar from the AM/PM than it is to purchase sex from someone who is being exploited or someone who is engaging in sex work because they have no other choice. We are asking this bill that's being put forward will increase the penalties for purchasing sex to a Class C felony. A felony level offense, we believe, will discourage men from wanting or being willing to take that risk to be arrested on a felony as opposed to a simple misdemeanor. To also increase the statutory fines and fees associated with the crime of purchasing sex. Right now, if you're convicted of the misdemeanor, I believe it's a $1,500 fine. We're going to double that for your first offense. It's a $3,000 fine. It's a $5,000 fine for the second and a $10,000 fine if you're caught a third time. And we are asking the legislature in this bill to put all of the money from those fees that are collected by the courts directly into survivor services in the municipalities and counties where those crimes are taking place, working with our community partners, our survivor-run organizations and survivor-led organizations to provide additional services and funding. We know that money's tight in Olympia right now, and this is one more way to support our survivors and help them move out of the life.
Keep us posted on what happens in Olympia, and please come back anytime. Appreciate the work you guys do. Thank you so much. Prosecutors Brayla McGinnis and Alex Voorhees with Casey McNerthy for Crime and Punishment every Monday here on KIRO News Radio.
8:23 now. Time to check traffic with Chris Sullivan.
And it looks like we're getting through the worst of it, and we're kind of out on the other side. Though you are still going to hit an all-stop on northbound I-5 and Fife, the volume has moved through. And so even though we still have a current situation where the HOB lane and left general purpose lane remain blocked north of Porter Way getting up to the county line, the backup has gotten a lot better. It's really from about 54th and Fife, just around the corner and halfway up the hill. So we're 35 minutes from Tacoma to Federal Way, still about 20 minutes worth of a delay, but certainly a lot better than where we were. Still a pain in the you-know-what if you're driving through there now, but not what it was at one point. And then once you're through it, it is going to be a very light day today. Federal Way to Seattle is only running 35 minutes. 35 minutes as well from Puyallup to Renton. Olympia to Tacoma is quiet. No issues on 16 or 18 either. Renton to Bellevue is only 15 minutes. Across the lake, no problems for either one of the lake bridges. And so that's great coming down from the north end. Even with the loss of the express lanes on southbound I-5, we have no issues there with the forced merge. So all in all, 35 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. It's a great day. This report brought to you by Seattle Sports. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube, click subscribe, and get fresh video content daily.
Very chilly start to the day, but it's going to be another sunny one. 50 our high for today. For tomorrow, look for fog early on and then sunshine again, much like today, and a high of 50. Overnight lows in the low to mid-30s. Wednesday, partly cloudy, 47. No rain in the forecast until at least Sunday, more likely Monday. Right now in Seattle, foggy and 32.
Coming up, KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey on a stabbing in the Central District involving a 12-year-old. We'll also have highlights from Saturday's Seahawks game. That's ahead on Seattle's Morning News.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan. Presented by Carter Subaru.
More like choke point. The new year brings a big new headache for the thousands of you commuting south on I-5 into Seattle. The latest phase of Revive I-5 is underway, and it won't be finished anytime soon. I've got you covered with traffic on the 3s every morning from 6 to 9 on Seattle's Morning News. Nate Connors has you covered every afternoon. We're always hunting for alternate routes, and we'll help you get where you need to be a little faster. On KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Guys, if your energy is low, your strength isn't what it used to be, or your drive feels off, it's not just getting older. For many men, it's low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health Washington, you can start with a free T-check, exam, and consultation, so you get real answers about your testosterone levels and overall health. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off testosterone replacement therapy. This isn't guesswork or one-size-fits-all treatment. Revive specializes in personalized, closely monitored testosterone care designed to help men feel stronger, sharper, and more like themselves again. With over 120,000 patients treated since 2011, Revive Men's Health is trusted for results, not hype. If you've been putting this off, now is the time to act. Claim your free T-check and consultation and see if you qualify for 25% off TRT. This month only. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply, must medically qualify.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain, and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit DanielNelsonMD.com. That's DanielNelsonMD.com.
Do you notice sounds coming from your crawl space or attic, or possibly stale or foul odors in your home? This could be that rodents have gotten into your attic and crawl and have made it their home. They tear up the insulation to make nests to have babies. They contaminate it with their biological waste, which can be harmful to your health. And they ruin your home's energy blanket, costing you thousands of dollars a year. If you even think you may have a problem, call Insulation Northwest today, and we will come to your home as soon as tomorrow and perform a free, no-obligation inspection to determine what the problem is. This inspection normally costs $199, but it's yours free just for calling today. If we discover any problem with rodents in your home, we can get them out and keep them out and restore your home's protective insulation blanket back to brand new condition. Let Insulation Northwest give peace and comfort back to you and your family and save you thousands of dollars in energy savings. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. Esta canción que canto, amigos, es una más.
Experience the iconic Mexican music group Bronco at Muckleshoot Casino Resort, Saturday, February 28th at 8 p.m. They've sold more than 20 million albums and performed for audiences all over the world. Now Bronco is bringing their modern take on regional Mexican sound live to Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Tickets are on sale now at muckleshootcasino.com.
Millions of Americans use credit cards to purchase goods every day. The Durbin-Marshall credit card mandates put the secure transactions you rely on at risk, leaving you vulnerable to hackers and foreign cybercriminals that want your data. Hackers win. You lose. Guard your card before it's too late. Tell Congress your data security is not for sale and oppose the Durbin-Marshall credit card mandates.
Paid for by Electronic Payments Coalition.
Well, the wet, chilly weather has certainly arrived. It's Mike Salk here, and if your attic and crawl space are well insulated, your home should be fine. Should feel cozy and warm without your furnace having to work overtime. But you'd be surprised to learn how many homes in Western Washington lack insulation in these spaces. It's why you call Crawl Pros. If you're feeling cold drafts or seeing that heating bill spike, now's a great time to learn if you got anything going on behind that crawl space or attic by calling Crawl Pros. They'll come out to your house just like they did to mine, do the corner-to-corner corner inspection. In my case, they found the problem, showed me the pictures, and then they got it all fixed. Now, if they do discover your home is under or improperly insulated, they'll show you all the utility rebates that are available to help you get the work done correctly. Like if you're a PSE customer and your home was built before 1990, you could get a rebate to cover up to 95% of the cost of the insulation job. If you're worried anything is going on in your crawl space or attic, including critters, water intrusion, mold, plumbing issues, anything, call Crawl Pros and schedule your free corner-to-corner inspection at crawlpros.com.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It is 8:30. Seattle police arrested a 12-year-old boy accused of attacking a woman with a screwdriver over the weekend.
Investigators say that boy then stole the victim's purse, ran away, and KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is here with details.
Yeah, Charlie and Manda happened Saturday in the Central District at 23rd Avenue South and South Jackson Street. Police say the boy was wearing a hot pink ski mask. He ran up to the 43-year-old victim in this case, and an Amazon Fresh store, police say, and they say he first hit the woman in the face with his hand, and then they say he took that screwdriver and poked her in the face several times. KIRO 7's Dee Sun has more details from there.
We're told he ran to a nearby parking garage to go through the woman's things, and then he went back to her, actually, and attacked her again. Seattle police say this 12-year-old has had several encounters with them in the past, so officers went to his house and got a search warrant to arrest him.
Yeah, police say the suspect ran from them, but it was those past interactions they've had with him that helped them recognize him. Oh, we know who that is. We know where he lives, and that's when they went and got that search warrant, went to the house. That 12-year-old boy is now in a juvenile detention center. Charlie?
Okay, Luke. The Washington State Patrol has issued an endangered missing person alert for 21-year-old Hannah Marie Davis of Bremerton.
Investigators tell KIRO 7 she has the mental capacity of a 10-year-old and was lured from her home Saturday night by 21-year-old convicted rapist Leroy Franklin Nichols. He's believed to be a transient in Thurston and Lewis counties. If you see either of them, you are asked to call 911.
One person was hurt in a crash involving 21 vehicles tied up in traffic on I-5 North near the Pierce-King County line this morning. Washington State Patrol Trooper Cameron Watts.
It was originally called out as a one or two car collision that left debris in the roadway. One of our commercial vehicle enforcement officers just happened to come across it.
Rest of the cars were either damaged by debris or in other minor collisions in the backup. No word yet on what caused the initial crash.
Sully will have more in just a moment. First, a new hiking trail in Oregon has earned the title of Shortest Trail. KIRO 7's Dee Sun explains how Lincoln City claimed that distinction.
The city's Parks and Rec department says they wanted to go for a world record. It is 135 feet long, or 0.02 miles. It took 3 days to take out invasive plants, lay down rock, and pave that trail.
Park staff said they considered applying for the title officially, but the high cost led them to do their own research instead.
So we did our own research via Google, and we have not found anyone else that has a shorter park trail.
Got to be known for something, if not one of the greatest beaches ever.
You know, really, finding out these facts is always important. You do your own research.
I'll go hike that trail. I could probably handle it.
It's 8:33. Let's check in with Chris Sullivan. He is watching traffic for us after a hectic start to the day. Are things dying down?
Yeah, we have two problems, both in Pierce County. The biggie that you highlighted there in the newscast, the crash that involved up to 20 different cars caught up into the debris of a car crash there on northbound 5 at the Porter Way, coming up out of Fife. Right now, I only see about maybe 3 or 4 cars left, but they still have the HOV lane and left general purpose lane blocked, and the backup has gotten a lot better now that most of the lion's share of the volume has moved through. It's really just from about 54th all the way to the scene, which is about 2.5 miles, and the backup about 30 minutes now from Tacoma to Federal Way, so about a 15-minute delay. We do have another crash to tell you about. This one's on eastbound 512, right in the heart of Puyallup, right after the fairgrounds as you approach 7th Ave or right before Pioneer Way. Not sure which lane it's in because I can't see the road. It's so foggy down there. Conditions are not great, but we're backed up to the South Hill. You're going to come to an all-stop in the fog if you're heading eastbound through that area. Other than that, the MLK holiday today, MLK Junior Day, we're looking at the really lighter volumes. Puyallup to Renton, 35 minutes. Renton to Bellevue's only 15. 35 from Federal Way to Seattle. Southbound 5 and 405 looking really good at 35 minutes for either one of those lake drives, and the lake bridges are quiet. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
And our forecast, eventually it's going to be a sunny day and 50 for our high. Overnight lows in the mid-30s. Tomorrow looks pretty much the same. Will be partly cloudy on Wednesday. Highs only around 47 and 44 on Thursday. Right now in Seattle, it's still a bit foggy and 32.
Seattle's morning news. Always live, always connected. Stream, watch, subscribe, and share at mynorthwest.com.
I think we're all in a good mood on this Monday. What do you think?
Yeah, I had such a great time on Saturday. And then just watching the Rams and Bears play each other yesterday.
That's great
went
football.
into OT. But those Seahawks were dominant.
How about that throw to force OT?
That was
one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He started at the 15 and he's back at the 40.
Back up to the 40.
Yeah.
I was
Crazy.
out getting some food to go.
And then the
everyone's
Rams
watching.
defenders are like, he was pushing off.
It was incredible. I've never seen a play like that.
I told you we're excited.
More excited about the Seahawks, who didn't need OT. They dominated against the 49ers on Saturday night. Let's start from the opening kickoff.
Shaheed at his own 5, across the 10, 15, 20. Cut straight upfield, has a gap, across the 40, midfield 50. Trying to trip him, don't get him. Flag is down. Shaheed to the end zone. Holy catfish! Open the game with a 95-yard touchdown Seahawks.
Anytime Rabel's voice cracks like that, you know it's something really exciting happening. That was awesome. Seahawks defense absolutely smothered the 49ers offense from the very first drive.
So here we go, 4th down and 1. Purdy goes under center. Handoff to Juszczyk. He's going to go to the right side. It's going to be a quick toss. Ball's on the ground. It falls out of bounds. They tried a little trickeration going to the right side with a handoff. A handoff to Juszczyk. He tried to toss it back to McCaffrey. The ball is fumbled out of bounds, and the Seahawks take over 1st and 10.
And we were able to get a field goal out of that, made it 10-0. Next time San Francisco had the ball.
2nd down and 7 at his own 31. Purdy sends McCaffrey out to the right side. Now he comes back across the formation. Purdy throws back inside. Ball is caught for a first down. Ball comes out. Ball's recovered by the Seahawks. Across the 40-yard line. 1st down. Seahawks have the ball.
So sorry.
It was at that moment I go, I think we might do okay in this game.
I had a good feeling most of the game. Seahawks quickly took advantage of that turnover. Sam Darnold, too, the best in the world.
Sam is going to roll left. Looking. Sam throws. Back of the end zone. Is it caught inbounds? It is! Touchdown! Seahawks! Far back corner of the end zone. Guess who? It is number 11, Jackson Smith in Jigba.
17-0 Hawks in the first. Now, San Francisco gets a couple of field goals. That would be all all they could get. Made it 17-6. That was as close as the Niners would make it the rest of the game. That's because Kenneth Walker III took charge of the offense.
Handoff to Walker, cuts back to the left. He's gonna take it in. Touchdown, Seahawks.
One touchdown? That's not enough for K9.
Sam under center is going to hand the ball off. Coming near side is Walker. 10, 5, dives in. Touchdown, Seahawks.
2 touchdowns? That's not enough for K9.
The handoff, Walker. He's coming back to the right side. He is going to score. Touchdown, Seahawks. Ken Walker III skips in around the right side. Great blocking. The Niners haven't stopped it yet. His 3rd touchdown of the night.
I cannot wipe the smile off my face.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
So good.
41-6 the final score, in case you hadn't heard.
And K9 had 19 carries, 116 yards, 3 touchdowns. Let's not forget about Rashid Shaheed, 2 kickoff returns, 126 yards, 1 touchdown, and the defense, 6 takeaways, 2 fumbles recovered, 1 interception, 2 sacks.
All right, now we're getting ready to host NFC West rival LA Rams Sunday, 3:30 kickoff in the NFC Championship game. You can catch all the coverage right here on KIRO News Radio.
Sully, will you be able to watch this one?
Oh,
Listen to this one?
Yeah, certainly.
No tickets for hockey games or
No,
anything?
not at all. By the way, if you have a chance, try to Google the video of Shahid's touchdown from the apartments.
Oh, I saw that.
So cool.
You're looking in, and then out of nowhere, you see Shahid just kind of appear on the right sideline and going. It's so awesome. What a great view from those apartments because of the way the stadium's set up. That's so awesome.
So fun.
Should I, by the way, have an on-air thank you to my wife for being willing to cancel the tickets for our musical Saturday night?
Oh, that's right. You really buried the lead.
Go.
You didn't go to Neil Diamond.
She said, okay, do you really want to watch this game? We can go to a show another time. I'm like, are you sure?
Oh.
After the folks from that show came in and talked to Amanda and it was
You
so
just
great, you
stiffed
just
them?
blew them off.
Yeah, I watched one of the most incredible games of my life. I'm okay
You got
with
to do
it.
something really special.
I had totally forgotten about
Yeah.
that.
All right, Sully, what's coming up in traffic?
Well, we're going to take a look at the two crashes in Pierce County, one on I-5 and one on 512. We'll break it down next.
How about a simple New Year's resolution, one that even I was able to achieve? Reverse the clock on hair loss with Advanced Hair's simple one-day FUE treatment. You'll feel more confident and more youthful when you witness your own natural hair growing into those places that have been balding or thinning for years. I'm surprised and relieved every time I look in the mirror. You need to know what that feels like. From Advanced Hair's breakthrough technology to their highly experienced team, there is no one I would trust more than Advanced Hair Restoration. I experienced their exceptional standard of care firsthand. Your comfort and your results are the top priority of the entire Advanced Hair team. Celebrate this new year with a fuller head of hair and get a free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts. Call 425-449-8185. That's 425-449-8185. Discover what meeting your resolutions could look like with the before and after pictures at advancedhair.com.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore, and every Viking voyage is all-inclusive with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Skyline, senior living never sounded so good. The world feels bigger when you stay connected to ideas, to culture, to the things you love. We designed Skyline for today's older adults who celebrate life rooted in the city, not apart from it. At Seattle's only true life care community, premier music venues, museums, and culinary gems are just steps away. Urban senior living has an address. Discover it all at SkylineSeattle.org.
8:43. Let's check traffic on the threes with Chris Sullivan.
And we're working with two crashes in Pierce County. One we've been working with all morning long. This is the one on northbound I-5 in the Fife area that has been blocking the two left lanes for the better part of the last hour or so. Before that, it was just one lane open. But the HOV lane, left general purpose lane, remain blocked as you get up towards the county line. Right now, it looks like they're actually in the process of reopening the right lane, too. So now only the HOV lane will be blocked going forward. It looks like they're hooking up the last of the 20 cars that were caught up in this crash and debris flow that we had on the freeway. Travel time back under 30 minutes from Tacoma to Federal Way, so really only about a 10 or 12 minute delay now, which is really good. At one point, it took people 90 minutes to go through Tacoma to Fife. That's not the situation now. Eastbound 512 still struggling from South Hill through the fog all the way through Puyallup because of a crash we have as you approach Pioneer Way there before you get to the Puyallup River. Not sure which lane because I can't see it because of the fog in the area, but we're backed up from the South Hill area. So if you're scooting along at freeway speed, coming through Woodland or Canyon and thinking you're going to be cruising, you're going to hit an all-stop quickly. So start decelerating as you work your way there. Hit the brakes a little early so you don't get caught off guard. And then you have a Puyallup to Renton drive of 35 minutes. Renton to Bellevue is only 15. Federal Way to Seattle, 35. 35 as well from Everett to Seattle or Everett to Bellevue. Watch out for a little braking in Canyon Park because the sun is poking through the clouds and fog there, and it is actually kind of bright and giving you some glare. This report brought to you by the KIRO Newsradio app. Text app to 888-973-5476. Download the KIRO Newsradio app, listen to your favorite shows, get the latest news and updates right to your phone.
Once that fog lifts, we're going to see lots of sunshine again. A gorgeous day, 50-hour high. Same deal tomorrow with overnight lows in the low to mid 30s. For Wednesday, partly cloudy, 47. Our high only 44 on Thursday. No rain in the forecast until at least Sunday, but Nick Allard is saying more likely it will hold off until Monday. We'll keep you posted. Right now it is 32 in Seattle.
Well, coming up, it's the time of the morning we've been waiting for. G. Scott stops by with his reaction to the Seahawks victory Saturday. That's on the way here on Seattle's Morning News.
An organized home is a happy home and a happy homeowner. John Curley here. Closets by Design made me and my home happy. Experience the quality and backing of a national brand with friendly local Seattle service. From booking the appointment to a free in-home consult to installation day, Closets by Design will leave you wowed and clutter-free. Right now, get up to 40% off plus an additional 15% off and 18 months financing and free installation. Visit closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to schedule today.
I had pain, I had numbness in my feet. That pain and that numbness just got worse and worse and worse as time went on.
This is Greg describing life with neuropathy.
I went to 5 podiatrists, tried different treatments, tried different orthotics, tried different shoes, had cortisone shots in the tops and the bottoms of my feet. Saw a neurologist. All my medical doctors said, can't help you. Live with the pain. You're not going to be able to sleep. This is your life. And then I just gave up until I found Sound Pain Solutions.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. Our neuropathy treatments can rehabilitate damaged nerves. We use FDA-cleared, non-surgical, drug, and pain-free procedures that help neuropathy sufferers like Greg find relief.
I feel better. I mean, just feeling better is huge.
If you experience numbness, shooting or burning pains, or loss of balance, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025 or click soundpainsolutions.com.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for honest pricing, expert service, and guaranteed repairs. This dedication has earned them a Carfax Preferred designation. At Bucky's, every customer gets detailed Carfax updates, timely service reminders, and a full service history, all at your fingertips. With 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed, and easy financing, Bucky's makes auto care simple. Visit Bucky's.com today and drive with confidence. Bucky's.com.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
The new year brings new health goals and wealth goals. Protecting your identity is an important step. Your info is in endless places that could expose you to identity theft, leading to lost funds. LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Resolve to make identity health and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Seattle's Morning News. Hear it live, stream it online, watch the show, or catch the podcast anytime on mynorthwest.com.
Gee, where does that rank in terms of Seahawks victories to you, what you saw on Saturday night?
That was the most complete game that I've seen the Seahawks play in 10 plus years. That was domination. For facts, without my opinion, that lopsided win of 41-6, the Seahawks over the Niners, is the most lopsided playoff win since Super Bowl 48, when the Seahawks delivered the Denver Broncos a 35-point beatdown. This was crazy. from the very beginning. I mean,
were you settled in watching for the very beginning?
Yes.
Yeah,
but before because there was a delay because of the game, that gave me time to get from the field and get to a proper spot. But even before we get to the kickoff, before we get to Rashid Shaheed, and probably if you ask Rashid, maybe some of the reasons why he did that stadium was rocking.
Crazy.
There was a very small amount of Niner fans in the building. It was packed. People were in their seats early. The noise, the energy was incredible. In Kyle Shanahan's 163 games, head coach for the Niners, let me explain how dominant this defense is. Kyle Shanahan has coached the Niners 163 games. His team has only been held under 7 points 4 times.
Oh, wow.
2 of those 4 times have been in the month of January 2026, the Seattle Seahawks. What you guys, as you guys know, I love money, and I love books talking about money. Just started up a new one, and we all know what compound interest is, right?
Yeah.
So it's a whole big thing on compound interest. And so as I was walking in here just now, I was thinking about compound interest. And there's a lot of us, me included, that are saying, oh my goodness, what are we seeing out of these Seattle Seahawks? You are seeing compound interest. Compound interest, small, consistent deposits that get made and turned into dominance. The Seahawks have made constant investments into each other. When you hear people talk about this team, have you noticed that they always talk about they're so together?
Yeah.
There's such good team chemistry. It seems like they love each other.
I think they do.
Well, that compound interest between now. So when the San Francisco 49ers and all of its fans say, hey, on week 1, we beat you. That's cool. Because when it came to week 18, it was different. When it came to the divisional playoff round, it was different. So the lesson today is this. Just because you were a certain way back then doesn't mean that you are that way now, because you might have made small investments to compound and be dominant like these
You
Seahawks.
have such a great way of explaining things. I love that.
I appreciate it.
Okay, did you have a favorite play? All of it?
No. The favorite play was the kickoff. It was Rashid Shaheed, and like the look on all of our faces when that happened was like,
it was confusion almost.
Did this just happen? I mean, 13 seconds and it was over. And then it got to 17-0, it got to 17-6, and then before you know it, I mean, the San Francisco 49ers have only scored 9 points against the Seahawks in the last 2 games. So we're not going to talk about the next opponent yet. Let's save this, but I got some good stuff for you on that too.
Excellent. When do we get to hear that?
Oh, this week. Yeah, I'll be coming here all day. By the way, man, you didn't say nothing about my Seahawks stuff today.
That's very cool. Did you get that over the weekend? That's cool.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to deck out in Seahawks stuff for the rest of the week. I thought about it today.
Yes. Charlie, did you watch the game?
Did I watch the game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you was Neil Diamond and them.
Well, no. As I was saying, my wife, God bless her, she allowed me to sell the tickets. And so we went to a friend's house and watched the game instead. And thank goodness we could, because I cannot imagine having missed that game, one of the greats of all time.
Yeah. So this Sunday, you good? Are you allowed to watch?
Yeah, she's going to be out of town, so I'll be on my couch.
Now, question.
Yeah.
What would you rather have? Her not be out of town and you watch the game and you spend time with her? Or she be out of town and you get to watch the game?
Oh, her be out of town and I watch the game.
Ingrid, did you hear that?
Answer. Charlie.
Wow. We've been together 27 years. Man.
Get out of the house, Ingrid.
All right, how long am I allowed to stay?
Yeah, you probably need to go. We need to do traffic.
Oh, okay.
You may be excused.
See you
Gene.
guys.
Can't wait to talk to you all week about the Hawks.
All right, Sully, what's going on in traffic?
Well, it took the whole show, but we are finally clear. All lanes clear, northbound I-5 in Fife. The HOV lane just wrapped up, and so all lanes there. The backup is now just around 70th up the hill, so really no reason to divert anymore. Tacoma to Federal Way back down to about 25 minutes. Once you get through that, 35 from Federal Way to Seattle. Now, we do have a bigger backup one of about 15 minutes on eastbound 512, working down the South Hill into Puyallup. Crashed just before the Puyallup River Bridge. Can't see which lane because it's super foggy, but we are definitely backed up at about as I said, about a 10 or 15 minute delay there. Valley Freeway, though, is nice and easy. Puyallup to Renton at 35 minutes. A few brake lights in the ramp meter lane, but Renton to Bellevue is only 15. Lake bridges are fine. Coming down from the north end, nothing. We do have a little bit of braking around the 520 off ramp because of the 2 lanes across the Ship Canal Bridge being blocked. We're finally starting to see a little bit of backup around that. This report brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino. Live professional boxing back. Main event February 6th at the Emerald Queen. Main event powered by WFC February 6th. Only at the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
Sunshine when the fog lifts. We're headed for a high of 50. Same deal tomorrow. It's 32 right now.
G and Ursula coming up with more Hawks talk on KIRO News Radio.
Be there when the Seahawks make history. Hello! KIRO Newsradio's giving away 2 tickets to the NFC Championship game.
Oh, my word!
Sunday against LA at Lumen Field.
I can't tell you how pumped I am to see what the 12s bring.
Download the KIRO Newsradio app and click the Win tab to enter. You can enter once per day, so the more you enter, the better your odds.
This should be fun.
Enter daily now through Wednesday, January 21st. Contest rules at mynorthwest.com/win. KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
Cold is leaking and rocks are moving and mold is creeping and water seeping in. It's hard to be a homeowner, we know.
Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com. Have you thought about how your finances should change in 2026? Well, my friends at WaFd Bank can help. Right, Brad?
Right, Dave. Set your financial goals and stick to them with free checking. No minimum balances or monthly maintenance fees to worry about. You also get spending tools to help you stay on top of your budget. Not only is WaFd Bank a best bank, we have more than 200 branches to serve you across 9 western states.
And tell me about this voice-activated banking I've been hearing about.
You can check your balance and make transfers between your WaFd accounts when your hands are full, which, let's face it, is probably most of the time. You'll also have access to free tools like person-to-person payments with Zelle, mobile check deposit, intuitive new debit card management tools to turn your card on and off, set spending notifications, and when those unfortunate times happen, submit fraud disputes right inside the WaFd mobile app.
And you can choose from those great-looking Seattle Kraken and Seattle Seawolves debit cards. So visit WaFdBank.com to open your account today. Non-sufficient funds charges may apply. Member FDIC.
Pro Savings Days are on at Lowe's. Get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, My Lowe's Pro Rewards members get an additional 5% off when you buy 5 or more select GE, Whirlpool, and Electrolux kitchen or laundry major appliances. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 123. Discount valid to My Lowe's Pro Rewards members only. Exclusions and other restrictions apply. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See associate or Lowe's.com for details. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for details. Subject to change.
When your check engine light comes on, do you see a repair bill or do you see peace of mind? For 20 years, CarShield's been the name America trusts to help keep you on the road. While other companies stop covering you when your car gets older, CarShield offers protection plans up to 200,000 miles. With over $1 billion in claims paid, we don't just promise protection, we deliver it. Don't let a breakdown break your budget. Get the flexible month-to-month coverage you deserve. Go to carshield.com. That's carshield.com today.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. You know, the big wireless companies say they have discounts for people over 55. But unless you're willing to sit on hold and ask, you're probably paying more than you should. At Consumer Cellular, there's nothing to hunt down. We're built for people 50 plus with plans starting at just $20. And our 100% US-based customer service actually answers the phone. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today and get your second month free for a limited time.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
For nearly 50 years, over 90,000 homeowners have trusted Home Comfort Alliance, including me. John Curley here. Save up to $2,000 on a new Lennox heating and cooling system. Schedule your free consultation at homecomfortalliance.com. Call the comfort people at Home Comfort Alliance.
Your best source for local news, KIRO Newsradio.